We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. If it's for show or for go, ARP makes the highest quality and most dependable fasteners with strength for performance and good looks. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP for maximum clamping force that leads to victory lane. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com, no matter what you drive.
Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
On Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento Mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento Mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Rev up to get fueled by Mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Sometimes you just don't need one of these. Sometimes all you really need is one of these. Rent whatever you need from people who do whatever it takes. Go to catrentalstore.com. Let's do the work.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Rebel 1100 from Honda.
Your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
VP Racing Fuels. No matter what motorcycle you race or ride, amateur or pro, we have a fuel to make more power. Keep your bike running cool with VP Stay Frosty Coolant, available in 2 formulas. Race Ready, designed to be glycol-free and track approved, and High Performance with freeze protection for street applications. Visit VPRacingFuels.com to learn more.
All-new Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster.
Arai Helmet started racing in America in flat track, and we've been supporting it ever since. Arai, handcrafted with an obsessive dedication to rider protection. For more information, please visit our website, AraiAmericas.com.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. A proud sponsor of AFT Super Twins, Mission Foods has mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes to fuel your race day. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
KTM, ready to race.
Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud sponsor of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. Now in our 50th year, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud.
Drag Specialties welcomes race fans. At Drag Specialties, our commitment to riding is a way of life. That's why we want to remind you that when you're ready to tackle maintenance or add performance and style to your ride, make your first stop a local dealer who stocks products from Drag Specialties. Drag Specialties. Enjoy the races.
Rent tools and equipment from more than 70 leading brands, plus the full line of CAT machines, big and small. The right equipment, the right technology, the right team. All right when and where you need it. Visit catrentalstore.com. Progressive is proud to be America's #1 motorcycle insurer, protecting 1 out of every 3 insured riders. And they also offer coverage for your boat, RV, and other adventure vehicles. Quote motorcycle insurance online in as little as 3 minutes or bundle your insurance together today.
Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you too can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It's available to buy at Progressive AFT's Marketplace and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 10th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2023. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop tdfj.com.
The all-new Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster.
Bigger is better than bigger, plus tougher, plus smarter. Must equal something pretty special. Something like the all-new Honda Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew. This is Honda's very first crew model side-by-side, giving you more seating, more hauling, more towing. Standard hard doors and spacious legroom make entering and exiting the Pioneer 1000 Crew easy. And on the back bench, the center seat is pushed forward to optimize shoulder room and comfort. At the core of the new Crew model is a class-leading engine, paired with Honda's exclusive dual-clutch transmission. Featuring a high-low sub-transmission, true engine braking, paddle shifting, and drive modes including a tow-haul mode. And since the DCT uses no belts, belt burnout will never slow you down. The auto-leveling rear suspension ensures optimal handling and comfort, even when you're fully loaded with passengers and gear, while abundant cabin storage keeps your essentials close at hand. Common sense components mean you can work smart and customize your vehicle with ease. This is the first ever Honda Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew. Built bigger, tougher, smarter, better. From Honda.
DCT is an automatic transmission. You heard right. The Honda DCT is a fully automatic transmission. For a motorcycle, it'll shift faster than you can, at the right time, right speed, and right RPM. And when you want to shift for yourself, use paddle shifters mounted on the left handlebar. Take a DCT demo on a new Honda Africa Twin and other available models. Schedule your DCT demo right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda.
For American Flat Track fans, the last Saturday in June can only mean one thing: the return of the Lima Half Mile. June 24th, the Allen County Fairgrounds comes alive with the fastest flat track motorcycle racers on the planet, celebrating America's original extreme sport. The 2023 running of the Mission Foods Indian Motorcycle Lima Half Mile, presented by Drag Specialties, is on. Get your tickets now at limahalfmile.com.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. If it's for show or for go, ARP makes the highest quality and most dependable fasteners with strength for performance and good looks. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP for maximum clamping force that leads to victory lane. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com, no matter what you drive.
Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. The race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
SolarFit, America's solar team, is a proud sponsor of American Flat Track Racing. Get your complimentary solar analysis today at americanflattrack.com/solarfit and let the sun power your home or business for free. Progressive is proud to be America's #1 motorcycle insurer, protecting 1 out of every 3 insured riders. And they also offer coverage for your boat, RV, and other adventure vehicles. Quote motorcycle insurance online in as little as 3 minutes or bundle your insurance together today.
Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you too can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors.
Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud sponsor of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. Now in our 50th year, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud. Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of American Flat Track. For decades, American Flat Track champions have depended on Cometic to seal their engines. Cometic gaskets are the professional standard for racers who demand the very best. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing champions since 1989. Klotz Synthetic Lubricants is proud to be the official lubricant of American Flat Track and 8-time AFT national champion Jared Meese. Family owned and made in America since 1959, Klotz has built its reputation by answering the call of racers and performance enthusiasts who won't settle for anything less than superior synthetic lubricants. Racers and performance buffs around the world rely on Klotz to get them to the checkered flag. Order today at KlotzLube.com. Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Please consider supporting injured racers by purchasing a 50/50 ticket at today's event. Check us out on the web at backontrack79.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout, a cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com.
American Flat Track Championship season.
VP Racing Fuels. No matter what motorcycle you race or ride, amateur or pro, we have a fuel to make more power. Keep your bike running cool with VP Stay Frosty Coolant, available in 2 formulas: Race Ready, designed to be glycol-free and track approved, and High Performance with freeze protection for street applications. Visit vpracingfuels.com to learn more.
Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Please consider supporting injured racers by purchasing a 50/50 ticket at today's event. Check us out on the web at backontrack79.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life. Rent tools and equipment from more than 70 leading brands, plus the full line of CAT machines, big and small. The right equipment, the right technology, the right team. All right when and where you need it. Visit catrentalstore.com.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors.
S&S Cycle was born from a passion for racing and has spent over 60 years building high performance for the power sports market. All the while, racing has remained at our core, from the Bonneville Salt Flats to championships in Progressive American Flat Track. S&S is the go-to for high performance on and off the racetrack.
Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It's available to buy at Progressive AFT's Marketplace and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 10th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2023. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop tdfj.com. Brought to you by Yamaha. On the track, on the trail, or out on the open road, check out Yamaha's full line of class-defining, adventure-seeking motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-side vehicles at YamahaMotorsports.com.
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Rev up to get fueled by mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Memorial Day weekend, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing roars onto the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky.
We're ready to go racing. Massive championship implications here.
Meet your favorite riders. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend with Progressive American Flat Track. The Red Mile, presented by Indian Motorcycle of Lexington. Saturday, May 27th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Rev up to get fueled by mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Rent tools and equipment from more than 70 leading brands, plus the full line of CAT machines, big and small. The right equipment, the right technology, the right team. All right when and where you need it. Visit catrentalstore.com.
KTM, ready to race.
Lincoln Welders is the official welder of American Flat Track Racing. When it comes to welding, cutting equipment, and safety apparel, Lincoln Electric is the choice. Go to LincolnElectric.com for all your welding, cutting, and safety apparel needs. And remember to hashtag WeldRed with all your projects.
S&S Cycle was born from a passion for racing and has spent over 60 years building high performance for the power sports market. All the while, racing has remained at our core. From the Bonneville Salt Flats to championships in progressive American flat track, S&S is the go-to for high performance on and off the racetrack.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. If it's for show or for go, ARP makes the highest quality and most dependable fasteners with strength for performance and good looks. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP for maximum clamping force that leads to victory lane. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com, no matter what you drive.
Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
For American flat track fans, the last Saturday in June can only mean one thing: the return of the Lima Half Mile. June 24th, the Allen County Fairgrounds comes alive with the fastest flat track motorcycle racers on the planet, celebrating America's original extreme sport. The 2023 running of the Mission Foods Indian Motorcycle Lima Half Mile, presented by Drag Specialties, is on. Get your tickets now at limahalfmile.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ventura Raceway right here on the beach in Southern California. It is time for Motorcycles on the Racetrack practice underway here in Southern California. Super Twins are out there on the racetrack first. It's your Mission Super Twins, sponsored by SNS Cycle. They come out according to their point standings. They're on the track for the first time this afternoon on this 5th mile, slightly banked oval. A little bit loose dirt right here. Possibly might have a cushion depending on what happens and how they continue to work on the racetrack all night long. There's a look at turns 1 and 2. 32 Dallas Daniels out in front. Meese right behind him on the 1 reaches up and grabs the tariff, and as soon as he does, his shield is full of dirt again. There's Dallas reaching up and grabbing the tariff. Looks like a pretty round arcing front straightaway from that shot. Here comes Briar Bauman on the 3 KTM looking to sneak up there, get by the 1. It is kind of like Del Mar down there in San Diego, a loose, loamy racetrack. Briar gets out of the way and gets back going. There's Davis Fisher on the 67, blasting by us. Fastest lap so far, Johnny Lewis on the Royal Enfield, 1:5.494 for JL10. Again, this is just practice. White flag is out, first group. Here's 32 Dallas Daniels, will lead him off of turn number 4. Slides back on the tail section, getting the weight over that rear wheel. Will grab that checkered flag. First session of practice for the Super Twins. 2 groups of bikes out here for the Super Twins. 22 total entries here today, I was told. Actually, 21 entries. 21 in that Super Twins class. 18 of them make the main event. First time we've ever raced here, the inaugural Ventura Raceway. 5th mile short track. So 1:5.494 for Johnny Lewis. Dallas Daniels second, 1:5.511. Briar Bauman third, 1:5.621. Same gentleman's been working on the dirt since 1978, so they've got it figured out. There were midget sprint cars here last weekend. Goes the tip of the cap from Raymond Rizzo, the assistant flagman. And look at this guy out here. It's slamming Sammy Halbert on the XR 750, the winningest rider in American flat track history. Sammy Halbert on the Dodge Brothers Harley-Davidson. Dodge Brothers just down the road. Sammy's rode a few races with us this year, Daytona and Sonoya, I believe. It's in there a little bit too hot on the 69 bike. He's catching up to some of the back markers. Jimmy McAllister right there in front of him. Sammy up to 4th. Kel Kochman, another California rider out there racing with us today. He's up to 3rd on the 98 Yamaha. Good to see Kel Kochman out there. Jimmy McAllister throws it away going in here turns 1 and 2. No harm, no foul. They keep going until they see a red or a checker. J Mac, Jim McAllister on a different brand motorcycles. He's riding a KTM Super Duke now. That's Jimmy McAllister right here. Kel Kochman goes to the top spot on the 98. I'm Scotty Dubler, the voice of American Flat Track. Joining me in the booth, it is not Ralph Shaheen. It's Kristen B. Kristen, how you doing?
I am doing great. It was a beautiful day out here at the Ventura Raceway, and Scotty, just, I mean, to see two-wheel bikes return to Southern California, and of all places at I almost said Ascot, yeah. at Ventura Raceway. I just got finished talking with Chris Akajanian, which, by the way, you guys hear a little bit more from later, but I mean, it's just so cool to see bikes out on track here. Definitely, and your dad actually raced here. How cool is that? Yeah, so earlier you guys were talking about Corey Cruzman's sprint car school. My dad did that at one time. We came up here for turkey night, but just a lot of good racing. He also raced at Ascot back in the day. So to be able to kind of watch the way that racing fans have been coming out, not only supporting, Ascot, which used to be the mainstay for the American Flat Track Series in Southern California, but now Ventura Raceway, the first time we've been racing here as an American Flat Track Series. It is so exciting, so cool. So I know you're excited too. The beach is like right around the corner.
I love it. Yeah, the beach is just right behind us. I was telling Ralph earlier that I was going to go hop in, and he told me I couldn't. So.
It's a little chilly, so but speaking of the beach being here, I was talking to, and as you can see here, I mean,
it's right out our back door.
It is, and I was talking to one of the track crew yesterday, and it is very, very high tide, as you can see. Normally the tide is fairly high at certain times, right? So it comes in, it goes. But because it is an especially high tide season here at the Ventura Raceway, the water table underneath the track moves very similar to as if there was a pond or a lake nearby. And so at night, that moisture is really going to pick up, especially because of that high tide and the shifting water table.
And when we got here yesterday, there was water sitting in Enfield. That's how low this facility is.
And there was some rain this past week, surprisingly, in Southern California. So it should be an interesting surface. But one rider I expect to adapt very quickly, Cody Kopp, right out there on track with the singles class. One of the most talented riders in the field, obviously, leading the points right now, and Dalton Gauthier only 4 points behind him, I believe. So this is a race for the championship. I know that it's early on in the season, but every point counts, especially for a rider like Cody Kopp, who's going to have to keep the veteran of Dalton Gauthier on that 79 bike behind him.
Well, if you think about it, Kristen, you said it's early in the season, but when we finish today, we're 1/3 of the way through.
And this will be the last short track of the season. Now, something interesting, speaking to Cody Kopp, Max Whale, and Dalton Gauthier, all on KTMs. Now, Dalton Gauthier is on a privateer KTM, but do not let that fool you. I was talking with Cody Kopp, and he said because their KTMs, Cody and Max's KTMs, are factory, their motors are built more conservatively. Dalton Gauthier, on the other hand, they are creating a lot of horsepower. They are partnered with Vance and Hines. So in some aspects, he's very much a privateer. In others, as far as horsepower, him and Robbie Bobby have figured out how to make the ponies run on that bike. And as
speaking of Dalton, he's got his hands full right now with the 18. These guys are putting on a little bit of a show for us right now.
Slicing and dicing.
Yeah, and Dalton just downshifted going in the corners. I wasn't expecting that on a 5th mile. I figured they'd leave it in one gear, but Dalton just made a shift, but Cody Kopp goes to the top spot. Yeah, and this is the chance to do so. There's one of the Turner Hondas on the infield. Looks like possibly our most recent winner of Trent Lowe.
But what do you make of that, Scotty? Guys slicing and dicing in qualifying. As you can tell, Dalton Gauthier a little further down the chart there in 11th.
I would do it too. I mean, you might as well do it right now. Figure out if you can pass anybody, you figure out right now when it doesn't matter in practice. That's what practice is for. When it's time for qualifying, you might not do that quite as much. You might try to space yourselves out just a little bit.
Right. And I mean, when we look at how strong this singles class has been, another rider, Shayna Texter, she is very good at Lima. And after talking to a lot of the riders, this track is a combination of the Daytona Short Track. It is a combination of Lima, and it is even a combination of Sonoya. When I was talking to everybody on track, they were saying this is the baby.
There you go. The 166, our Mobile View Rookie of the Year leader coming in. We'll lead them out. They're going to do their practice start right here on the front straightaway. Brad Jones, a.k.a. Tree, has something to say. Okay, so he thinks this reminds him of the old Daytona Short Track at Memorial Stadium. What do you think, Bea? Did you ever watch that at all? Did you get to see that?
I don't want to date myself, but that was before Kristen. That was BK. That was before Kristen.
Before KB? Before Kristen
so
B?
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. So
that was BK.
There's the 166, the Rookie of the Year leader, Logan Eisenhard from Pennsylvania out there on his KTM. Right behind him, Travis Pettin, who won the Dash for Cash last night at the Paris Short Track. He also finished third in the main event. He's coming up the inside. These youngsters are going at it. Yeah, they don't realize it's practice. They're going to battle it out.
Were you guys wondering why my seat was so far back?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the printer's now working in the
Not yet.
Okay, just kidding. I might have changed that.
We got to put a cover on it, so it's getting closer.
So when we're looking at these times right now, Cody Kopp 15:059, Chase Sada 15:155. Now that was what I was curious about moving into this round. We're coming off a Devil's Bowl Speedway where we weren't where we know the Hondas can produce power. On the half mile and the mile, the Hondas will be a factor. But could they figure out the short track? That was my question to Mike Turner earlier, and you'll actually see his interview later on today. We sat down with him after 3 of his riders are on the podium, the first time ever in the Flat Track Series. 3 riders have been up there. But anyway, I talked to him and I said, listen, we know these bikes have had trouble turning. We know the setup has been off a little bit on these short tracks. And could you guys figure it out for this weekend? And he seemed very confident in it. And with Chase Sadoff in second and Trent Lowe qualifying as of now or practicing as of now in fourth, I mean, that's a good indicator.
How cool do you think it would be if Trent Lowe got his first win at the last round and Chase Sadoff got his first win tonight?
Could you imagine? I think Mike Turner would be doing backflips.
I saw he's dancing on top of the hauler last week
the last
round. Yeah, a little bit. Dancing. Look at this view. This is the progressive sky cam. I am loving this place. I hope we come back here every year.
And it's so neat, coming from Southern California. I was born and raised there. I grew up in El Cajon. Did a lot of surfing growing up. Did a lot of surfing in college. And there are 3 really nice breaks right off the shoreline here.
Yeah.
Yes, the booth said you didn't say that yesterday because yesterday it was mushy. Today it's actually shaping up pretty nice. Aw.
Getting text messages about Kristen being in the booth. Everybody says they love listening to Kristen when you stop by, and we appreciate it.
Well, I'm thankful that I get to watch the practice sessions from a really good perspective. If you guys have never seen the booth, we have about 16 different camera angles right in front of us, and so we can see what's going on, and it's a nice spot to be, especially as this DG they laid down yesterday is kind of shifting. I don't want to be anywhere near the splash zone as of now.
DG, decomposed granite.
Decomposed granite.
Oh. There's the other folks.
And there are the guys. Now, you might notice an expletive poster on the sidewall, and I'm sorry for that if you have kids. I'm going to block the poster out. Turn to your left, guys.
Zach says we're number 1. Zach said we're number 1 right there. It's on the wall. The proof is out.
That was funny. Now, do you know what that reminds me of, though? J.D. Beach and Jared Mees at the Red Mile, which is also coming up. We'll go Sacramento, then Red Mile, and they were telling each other that they were number 1.
Making plans for later.
Making plans for later. Last time we visited the Red Mile, which a lot of teams have already kind of shifted their focus towards the miles that are coming up on the schedule. A lot of guys are already trying to get to their mile weight, which means there are less chips in the paddock and there are more vegetables, which is kind of fun to see.
Get small.
And tiny.
Clayton Williams out there in that 195 slips a little bit wide. Here comes Tyler Radzio up the inside, the 55 Rackley Racing Yamaha.
Now notice how, you can really, if this track stays the way that it is trending, there are going to be a lot of passing opportunities here, and I would love to see that. Remember the Sonoy race we had earlier this season? That was a fun race to follow, and if they keep slicing and dicing like they did there, we are going to be on the edge of our seats. Which is standard. We
definitely like.
We live on the edge.
You pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. That's
the monster truck line.
Wait,
no, that was who used to say that? Wes Kane.
Yeah,
we remember.
That's a monster truck line.
You remember WK?
Sunday. Brad Jones
Tree telling us
the whole seat.
He needs all the real estate he can get.
Exactly. Here comes Landon Smith, the 117. It is his 17th birthday on the 117 out there, still looking for his first main event of his career. Could happen today.
Scotty, if you're a rider and someone just slices right up the inside of you, you think you're battling the guy on your left, but there's someone coming up in between you. What goes on there? Do you ever feel kind of the repercussions of that?
I want to go right back after that guy.
Yeah.
I want to pass him back. If he passed me, I want to pass him right back. I don't want to let him get away because then he'll turn around when you take the checker and he's like, oh, I got that guy covered the rest of the night.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe too many times to count, right?
A time or two. Yeah, so no, it definitely happens. But, again, you have to remember it's practice, and you have to remember they're trying different lines. And yes, if somebody passes me, I want to pass them right back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, look at that skyline. I smell tacos.
How many? You smell tacos looking at that picture? Where's the taco truck at?
No. So when you're pulling into the track on the far side, the restaurant to the right of the Rip Curl store is a taco shop. It's called El Diablo Tacos. So I've had 3 burritos since I've been here. I've only eaten parts of them because I wanted to try the different types to see who is getting the closest to San Diego burritos because there is a distinct. I'm a connoisseur. Fellas. And
look who's back.
The ladies of the Royal Enfield program.
And they come out according to how they finished the last race of the season. That's Morgan Monroe right there.
She dominated.
She did. She looked very strong. But keep an eye on Kinsey Luker, Andrew Luker's wife. She's number 17. This is more of her type of racetrack.
Yes.
08 out there, Zaria Martins. 67 is LaRue. 81's Hyatt. The 800 and the Serena. The 156 is Pillar. The 182 is Marsh. 15 is Mia Reese. The 7 is Mariah Hummer. And the 909 is good to have Erin Ferris back with us. She missed the first round, the opening round. There are 4 rounds for the Royal Enfield Build Train race. Here comes the 17, sneaking up the inside right there, making the pass. That's Kinsey Luker. And Kristen was just pointing out how fast the 10 was earlier at the first race. Well, look how charging hard the 17 of Kinsey Luker is as she goes by. There's Morgan right there. Morgan Monroe. Got to see her mom and her brother Ace came to the booth at the last round.
The 10, little
Morgan.
fishtail there.
Yep.
Morgan having a little fishtail there.
She got on the gas maybe a little bit too hard and got a little wheel spin. They're catching up to the 07 of Mariah Hummer.
And this is one of those delicate tracks. You may have to go slower than you think to go fast.
And the track will continue to change. Right now it's loose, and when you have loose dirt like that, your rear wheel will spin a little bit easier than it does on like a car hard-packed groove track. So you have to take into consideration what the track's doing. Keep up with the changes of the racetrack all night long. We heard later that the moisture will come up when the sun goes down because we're right here.
The water table from the Pacific Ocean, a very large body of water.
And technically, we're below sea level on the racetrack is what they told me.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're down, sitting down a little bit. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, and for a lot of the riders playing that game, you know, you're going to have to set up your bike one way for qualifying and then make a lot of adjustments later on when it starts to get slick, and that's when you're starting to throw darts. You're starting to see what sticks, and unfortunately, because we have not raced here before, guys are trying to guess where to go, but there is no established notebook. Jared Mees cannot rely on guys like Kenny Tolbert to tell them where to go on this track because they have not raced here.
Well, what he can rely on Kenny Tolbert for is to find a track that's similar to this that they've raced
and
at.
relate it back.
And yeah, try to compare that to something else. The riders that do have an advantage are the California riders who have all, not all of them have raced here before. Yeah, like you said, Mikey Rush raced here. He told me that one year they ran about 7 races in one season. He won all of them.
I
all
believe
7.
it. And, talking to him today, we did a nice sit down with him. You guys will be able to probably catch it later on this season. But just talking with him, he wanted to be out there so bad, but he is doing well. For all those at home, he is doing well. He is recovering. He misses racing, and he's excited to be out here just watching the racing as a fan tonight. His wife is very relieved that they are in the stands rather than in a different position because they've been through a lot. This has been a tough season.
And the fans might find him when they do the open pit walk a little bit later on because Mikey's in here, so I'm not going to say where he's at because he might want to be hiding.
You guys will have to find him.
But he will be in the pit area again. The open paddock is scheduled a little bit later on at 5:35. Opening ceremonies at 6:30. That is Pacific Standard Time or KB time zone.
KB time zone.
You like
However,
that?
I am now officially an East Coaster. I've been on the East Coast for about 12 years now.
No, you're still a California girl.
California girls. No, just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But so this morning I kind of roll around. My alarm hadn't gone off yet. I'm like, oh wow, look at me beating my alarm. It was 5 o'clock because I'm so used to waking up at 8 back at home.
Hooligans on the racetrack. There are 2 groups of hooligans. We have 24 total entries today. You can see there, most of them are running those green number plates. That is for the West Coast riders. There's a progressive sky cam shot. Look at high above. We just opened the gates. You see there's cars already. The pits are very full.
Look at the line to get in. I cannot believe that. It's and I've been told that we are almost sold out. So if you're getting walk-up tickets, good luck.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, if you
guys are planning,
you better get here right now, and you're gonna have to sit close together too. So make friends with whoever you're sitting beside and scoot in there closer because we have a very tight grandstand. Here we go, 54 out in front, Tyler Clark from Missoula, Montana.
Now, the Hooligans have raced here before. And if I was a rider, now I'm just saying if I was a rider, I would be talking to these guys because they actually race here quite frequently. Ventura Raceway hosts a few hooligan events each year. So, I mean, I'm not sure many in the setup can relate, but they can at least tell us how the track will trend at night.
Yeah, what changes the track will go through. Would they put that decomposed granite on there earlier, the DG on there earlier. Yesterday morning they put more of it on there, packed the dirt on top of it. The DG will hold the moisture is what they're saying in between the little bitty rock.
How will the DG wear on the tires, Scotty?
I don't know.
It's hard to say,
It's
right?
hard to say because I've never raced on it before. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe that's stuff you can find out when you're roaming through the pits here in a little bit when you get to go back outside.
I will tell you, watching the Super Twins class exit the track when I was running in the truck here, I mean, they were covered in it. They were covered in a mix of DG and mud. And, I mean, just first guys out on track. But I know a few people are probably cleaning up their bikes right now before they
Clean
return.
their bikes, clean their helmets, clean the face shield, putting more tear-ups on.
I mean, if this ends up trending like Lima, I mean, this could also be very interesting. And I don't think a whole lot of people expect it to trend that way. So I know at Lima, they put the radiator protectors on the bike. They put the second
hand guards.
They put the hand guards on. I don't know if we'll need that tonight, but I mean, if who packed it just in case?
Put some cardboard underneath
the leathers.
Your leathers. I mean, I remember that's old school right now, but 54 is flying out front. That is Tyler Clark. I met him in Missoula, Montana last year, the day after the Castle Rock TT. I drove all night long to be at that race, and that's where I first met him. I talked to him earlier today, and he was super excited to be out here today.
Yeah, and he should be. I mean, fastest time by a good bit, by 3/10, and in racing, that is a half stretch. That is a good bit of time.
93 up there, second.
Look at JD Beach, hyper-focused, getting ready to go. You know, after finishing 17th at Devil's Bowl, I mean, just every year, every rider has one mulligan. That's just where it was at for JD.
And what he did, Kristen, was the gentleman thing to do. He fell off in turn one.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of laying there, bringing a red flag out, he got up quickly, pulled in the clutch, kept the bike running, and got off the racetrack. So the what-if game is there. What if he brought out a red flag? What if Dallas would have got a better restart? Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have finished 17th because he would have passed a few guys off the start for sure. But, you can't play the what-if. But I think that was the gentleman thing to do. The racer thing to do is get up. If you're not hurt,
you know,
get
that
out
is
of the
interesting,
way.
Scotty. That is a really good point, that JD does think in that way.
Well, he probably knows what would have happened if that would happen to him. You know, he would have wanted somebody to get out of the way if they could.
He would want them to race the way they were racing to
Exactly.
finish it out. I did talk to him about it, and right now that has put him behind Briar Bauman in the point standings. He's 4th overall, and he wants to be in this race for a championship. He reminded me that there's a lot of racing left to do.
There's his teammate, Dallas Daniels, the young phenom. He's been running up front first or second every round this year.
He has been so consistent, and that is going to be what is hard for Jared Mees to get a leash on, because he is just so darn consistent, and he does not have a bad racetrack.
Out front, Sean Raggio, the 155. Uh-oh. Our first rider going down in turn number 4. Looks like the 7, Brad Spencer.
It looked as though he might have just kind of caught the edge of the berm.
The edge of the cushion, right?
Edge of the cushion.
Yep.
And that's where it's a little deeper up there in...
First red flag of the evening in the Hooligan class, Grand National Hooligan Championship Series. Again, the green plates are West Coast riders, and you see Raggio out there. He's from Lockford, California, but he now lives in Harley, Georgia, so that's why he has a yellow number plate. He has a lot of friends out here that he races with. It's good for him to be back out here on the West Coast. So, KB, what's the first thing you do when you come back to California?
Burritos.
I don't know. I thought yesterday you stopped at the ocean first.
Oh, I did. You know what? You're right. I actually did something healthy when I first landed instead of food. Usually whenever I get into a town, after I get off the plane, I try to get moving. So I'll go on a run. Usually it's at the gym, but I thought, you know what? We're in California. I'm going to go run on the beach.
Yeah.
My mom and I, when I was in high school, and this sounds really silly, but like we used to wake up and we'd go to the beach and we'd go run before I would go to school. And that was kind of not just a health thing, but like a mental health thing too, being able to go out, spend some time with my mom. We'd run on the beach. We'd go back and forth. And as soon as I got here, I called her up and I go, I'm going to go for a run on the beach. And she, she's back in North Carolina now, and she was very excited for me. So I went on my run. I watched some of the surfers, and then I got a burrito.
I saw you when we got off the airplane. We were on different flights. We were at the rental car place. You said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm
going straight to the track.
Yeah, I gotta come check out the racetrack." And you said, "Well, I'll see you there."
Yeah.
And then it was like 4 hours later I saw you. So you went to the beach.
I went to the beach. I went to the hotel.
What'd you eat?
I had a burrito. So there's this thing called a California burrito for all my Midwestern and East Coast friends out there.
Okay.
It is carne asada. They put French fries. And they put, yes, carne asada, French fries.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Well, that's why you went for your run right there.
That's why I went for my run, and I didn't even get
Now
close
the
to burning
truth
off
comes
whatever
out.
I had
Exactly.
input. But yeah, so it has carne asada, cheese, French fries, guacamole, and I had like a little slice of that. But to be honest, I got back to the truck and I was telling all the guys, it was not the typical carne asada burrito that I was used to. So I actually got another one the next day, and that one was incrementally better. Speaking. Yeah, another nice wide shot of the track there, and as you can see behind us now, if you
is that a walking trail like
it is
off of the there's a gravel trail and then there's a walking trail right there too.
I busted my arse on it yesterday. So I was running, and it's actually wood, and it's painted
the twisted
wood.
ankle this time is not from the horse stepping on you; it's from you doing it to yourself.
This was the arse, and this, I take off the course, and I was like, oh, this is so neat. It goes down into the sand, and it's like kind of where the sand gets on it. It's a little slippery, and but I mean, it's like someone threw a banana peel in front of me from Mario Kart. I just slid
that's
out.
JD, and that's his dad.
JD's dad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, still, daddies are always your biggest fan.
And probably can give him some pointers because he's sitting up there at a whole different view than what JD's seen so far, and you can always go talk to your trusty dad.
Oh, absolutely. And for JD, this weekend is big. I know we've got a lot of races left, but for him, it's a pride thing. He wants to get back in the points. He wants to be back to third overall because there are some tracks where he feels like he got the best of him. Back at the Red Mile, we will be returning to that track after Sacramento. And that's the one that got away for him is Red Mile, as he was doing so well there.
And the bike, he had mechanical issues.
And
issues with Jared on the track one day.
Yeah, and so for him, that's coming up. So he's kind of gearing up for that. And you want to, at least confidence-wise, be in a position where you still feel like you have a fighting chance for the championship. So third overall, that's the goal for him leaving Ventura. But, I mean, that's going to be tough.
There's good news for sure. Brad Spencer is up and appears to be okay. He's going to get into the ambulance and get checked out, but it's good news. He's walking away. All right.
Oh,
we got a couple of looks at this replay of the number 7, Brad Spencer from Gilroy, California. And, Kristen, you caught that out of the corner of your eye. It looked like he got off the edge of the cushion.
It looks like, so let's watch him moving
very sideways.
Absolutely sideways.
And then he's on the front end and hanging on.
And then the cushion sends him.
Oh, down hard on the left shoulder. Oh, and it stops right.
And that's when you're thankful.
Ugh. It's the leader. No, it's the second place rider.
So what sent him, though?
The back end got completely sideways. He lets off, and then he's just along for the ride at that point. And then right there, he lost the front end to the right, and that's what sent him up over the handlebars. That's a high side.
Is the error in an instance like that, are you supposed to power through, or was it letting off that? So it was letting off that actually sent him.
Letting off.
So in a situation like that, when you start to fishtail and you lose it, you're supposed to.
You can't chop the throttle.
Right.
You have to roll off or drag the brake as much as you can. But your instant reaction is to chop that throttle.
Right.
But let off slowly and get the throttle back under control. Get the rear end back under control. So. There's the best leathers of the day. Looks like Evel Knievel out there in that 95.
Is so cool.
That's Ken Wharton from Olympia, Washington, made the trip down.
Ken Wharton, best
and the bike's
leathers.
even red, white, and blue. Look, just like Evel Knievel.
It almost reminds you of the GMG
and
racing bike that Corey Texter.
The helmet, too.
Oh, look at it.
And
that is such a good kit.
In.
That is a good kit right
best
there.
leather so far, but wait till Ray Handy comes out. There he is.
Good vibes.
Good
vibes. Gosh, this guy. I'm putting my money on Ken.
All right.
That's it.
Got the old school red, white, and blue number 1 on the sleeves. There's the jammer.
He does not look content.
Does he ever?
Oh, his eyebrow. Can he hear us? His eyebrows just rolled. Can you wave to us, Jared? Can you hear us?
He can't hear us.
No, he can't hear us.
Or he's got us on ignore. That's where he puts me all the time.
He sends you straight.
Well, unless he's arguing with me about his championship total, and then he's pretty vocal about that.
Yeah, but I mean, for Jared, what is the mindset? Because you were chasing a rider who you've never had to battle for a championship with. I mean, like when he races Briarbound, when he knows what to expect, he is in a championship battle with a rider who you don't know how he is mentally going to progress in this series because he has never battled for a championship before.
And it kind of seems like they're almost playing some mind games with each other. They will look 100%. Over going onto the racetrack, and it's the veteran against Dallas in his second season, his sophomore season in the Super Twins class. So, yeah, like you said, the 18 races last year they raced against each other, and now this is their 6th. So 24 races at the Grand National level that they've raced against each other, and they're still figuring each other out.
And you know what's interesting is there's a lot of film that Dallas can study on Jared, right? You can watch how he slices and dices at a place like Springfield. You can learn the chess moves that Jared is putting out, but Jared doesn't have the same luxury. He doesn't know what to expect from Dallas, and that may be Dallas's best card to play.
There's a look back in the pit area. That's Briar Bauman on the left, Shayna Texter Bauman on our right, and their buddy Maxwell. They're pitted right beside each other. The factory Red Bull KTMs are right beside the Baumans.
And KTM, factory KTM being based out of Corona, California, not too far from here. So this is a home race for the KTM group, for all the Huskies and KTMs out there. Briar Bauman getting his helmet on, getting ready to go out there and go to war.
And what I like recently, they added the mouthpiece rule. It's mandatory in the Super Twins class, and it sounds like nothing, but it's not. I mean, you look at some of the best athletes in the world wear a mouthpiece, and now it's mandatory for our Super Twins and singles to do that. Yeah, it helps, like when your jaw, when your teeth clench together, a little bit of rubber will help. Everything helps, I know, but it's mandatory, so use it, utilize it. Hooligans back out there. Tyler Clark still at the lead and on a Ducati. And a bunch of Harley-Davidson behind him. The fast times of 1:5.646 as the Super Twins are getting on their motorcycles. Look how much is on the leathers on his face shield. Just after one session.
Guys, I don't think anyone was expecting that. And that is something to note because those guys who did, and I mean, you have to think the bike could overheat if that happens during the main event.
Right.
So having the setup and the...
I didn't even think about that.
Right, 100%. And so these guys who are, I mean, I could imagine that right now, and I will head out there after this first practice session and talk to some people, but I can imagine that if you have... the setup that we usually use for Lima, that they would be strapping on those radiator screens, the protectors that they usually use. Some of them use the carbon fiber ones. Other folks use the ones that look like honeycomb in their cardboard or whatever it is. But I see people getting creative here because if that becomes an issue, that could be something in the main event.
Well, right now it's kind of brushed up the racetrack like Lima does. Later on tonight, I think the line's going to go up the racetrack. There's one bike off the pace over here and stopped, but...
And it depends how they prep the track.
And yeah, so we haven't seen a track prep session yet. We got one more round to go of practice for the Super Twins, and then we'll have some track maintenance. So we'll see what happens to that racetrack. And again, when the sun goes down and the racing heats up, the track will continue to change every time they go out there. I was talking to some of the riders. It looks like there's a piece of debris out there going into turn number 1. Maybe what happened, what came off that motorcycle that stalled over there.
Yeah. Oh, that was our buddy.
Which
that
one?
He was
Red, white, and blue?
Red, white, and blue. That was our boy Blue.
That's my boy
What is
Blue.
my boy Blue? That's my boy Blue. You guys seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have seen that one.
I have seen that one.
Ralph
too.
always asks me about movies, and I don't watch a lot of movies, but I have seen that one.
Yeah, I don't either. That's one of the ones that's always like on Re or on TNT.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Another look at the wreck for the number 7 right here. He's on the left of the screen. The back end steps out. Watch his right hand. He chops the throttle right there. Now it's all the weight on that front wheel, and it turned to the right, and then he's just along for the ride at that point. So
could that
hard
be
hit for the
a
7.
section that plagues the American Flat Track Series riders?
It could. Again, that track's going to continue to change every time they go out there, Beat. But yeah, we don't want to see that for sure. But Brad Spencer going up and over the handlebars right here. Group number 1 of the Mission Super Twins, sponsored by S&S Cycle. They'll come out and they'll get a little practice start right here. And I think the start is going to be just about as important as anything else tonight.
Why is that?
Because the track is so short, you don't have a lot of time to make it up. So you have to get what you can off the starting line.
That is a great note, Scotty. I honestly, short tracks in general, but especially here, you're right. There could be limited passing, and you don't want guys to get away. Dallas Daniels. I mean, is he sending a message to Jared? Does he want Jared to see him in this view?
Yes. Yep, he wants him behind him. Or he wants to be...
He wants to re-stem the entire moto.
And show him that he's here and he's for real today.
The entire session.
Kel Kochman was fastest in that first round of practice. He'll be in group number 2. The fastest earlier was a 1:5.373, but the track will continue to change throughout the evening. Looks like they're running about the middle line around the corners right now.
Dallas trying some different things.
Goes up the racetrack. Turns it with the rear wheel.
Absolutely. And then, I mean, look who's right there, Briar Bauman. He was good at Daytona. I have talked to him, though, about this bike. Prior to Dallas, they put the bike on the dyno, and he was telling me that they're learning just how wild this bike is, right? So they're learning how this bike responds and reacts, and he said at times it can be overwhelming, and that is just the nature of this KTM bike. It has a lot of power. They're definitely going to be good when it comes to miles, but on these short tracks, these more finesse tracks, handling these bikes is going to be challenging. If you remember Laconia, which is very also similar to this track, you know, Breyer and Bronson both did very well there, but I mean, this is a brand new bike. And normally, if Breyer was on an Indian, I would say Breyer would be making this race, but I think this KTM is still going to have it.
He's getting there, though. He's fourth quick so far in this second round practice. He was third quick in the first round. He's got it. He's gaining. And that's what you need to do on a brand new motorcycle. But look at the two Essence and Yamahas, 1 and 2.
And Davis Fisher right up there in third in that session, 15.53. You have to wonder, though, Jared needs a tick off. I'm wondering what's going on. Is he not gelling with this track? Usually Jared is a good qualifier.
He backed way off right there.
It's practice. They keep reminding us. Listen, every time they're on track, it's a race. Allen Iverson said that. Yeah, where did Allen Iverson go?
Yeah, he retired.
Disappeared into obscurity. I wonder what Michael Jordan used to say about practice.
He practices.
I want to hear that quote,
exactly.
Brad. TV truck, Brad. Aww.
So this is our second round of practice for the Mission Super Twins, sponsored by S&S Cycles, and then we'll have a track maintenance break after this. If you're here with us, don't forget to get your 50-50 tickets. It is going to be huge tonight, and the winner not only gets half the money, they get a set of leathers.
That is pretty cool. Nothing like being able to go home and put that right in the living room.
And there's going to be a second drawing for a helmet from the Helmet House.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Get
and you
your
know what?
50-50
Speaking
tickets.
of Helmet House,
Mm-hmm.
why do I know that name?
Tell me.
Helmet House.
They've been around forever.
Yeah. I know that name, though.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that name. I know those people, and they're good. Good people.
There's Sammy Halbert right there warming up his XR750. That's the Dodge Brothers XR750. That's who Brad Baker rode for when he won his championship back in 2013. 2013, 10 years ago.
Slammin' Sammy back in session, ready to put on a school for some of these young kids in the Super Twins class.
And look who's filming him right there. That's number one.
That is BP. That is the best RF camera operator. That is the best person.
Look at his leathers look like some denim jeans.
Isn't that neat?
I love it.
That is very cool, Sammy Halbert.
He's focused. Got his Voodoo Ranger logo on the side of his helmet.
Mm-hmm. Sporting the
Fredericktown Yamaha. They've sponsored him most of his career. Look at how focused he is.
He is. Well, I mean, if you only get to race a couple races out of the year, it puts an emphasis on the ones you were present for. So for Sammy getting into the mindset of I'm racing again, I have missed a few rounds, but if he can get right back in the mix, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did, especially here because he has been so good on short tracks in the past. That will be really impressive because it's hard to step away and then find your groove coming back.
It's been a long time since XR750 won a race.
Now it's time. Well, I mean, how iconic, how cool would it be to see an XR750 on the podium in Ventura, California, in Southern California at a short track? Gosh, I love this. I love this stuff.
Keep your eyes on the 98. He was fastest in the first round of practice. That is Cale Kochman, rider from California. Sammy Halbert right behind him on the 69. Look at Cale really riding this. See, that's what they're going to have to do is really ride the motorcycle, ride that cushion, use that cushion to your advantage. And Cale's up there pushing the edge of the cushion. Now he's up in the cushion.
He is one of those few riders who does have laps here, though. He has raced here before. He had an idea of what he needed to unload with. Right. And I think that is giving him a tremendous advantage because very few of these Super Twins riders have ever raced here before.
On a twinning, for sure.
So the game will be, can Dallas Daniels, JD, Jared Neese catch up to Cale because I'm sure he is not sharing his notebook with anybody. That is his edge.
Cale goes to the top spot. 1:05.245. That's faster than they were in the first round of practice. Cale Kochman was fastest in the first round. He's still looking for his first win at the Grand National level.
1, 2, 3 for Yamaha. Wouldn't that be something if we had 1, 2, 3 with Honda in the singles class last week? 1, 2, 3 with Yamaha. Now it's been done before with Indian. Obviously, what Honda did was very special because that was one team going 1, 2, 3. But battle of the brands this season, and it's fun because there's so much parity. A lot of different brands in the mix.
Ryan Wells, Ryan Wells from Albion, New York. That's Johnny Lewis's team, or teammate, Low and Abbey, ex-powered Royal Enfield. Big PR flagman. wife is here. Good to see her.
I know. It's so nice. And this is like a home race for them. They actually live in Anaheim Hills, California, or near that area. They live in Southern California. So to be able to drive up here is probably pretty nice for Big P.
Definitely. Camp opening 1:5.245. This is the second group of the Super Twins. 21 total entries here today. I noticed that Vandekoy does not have a time out here this second round, so I don't know if he did not go out or if he didn't put his transponder on his backup bike, and neither does Scooter Vernon. He was in the first group. Should have been the first group. But.
After this session, I am going to roll out to the paddock. I'm going to get these notes, and I'm going to come back with so much good stuff for you guys.
We're both going to roll out of here because we got a special guest coming up here in just a moment.
Oh, that's exciting. Who do we have?
It's not me.
I wonder if it's
special
Chris.
Guest.
I hope it's Chris Akajanian.
Oh, that's where I'm going later. That's City Hall.
That's what they're going to cart Brad Jones to later when he gets in trouble.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, more action from Southern California. Ventura Short Track.
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
VP Racing Fuels. No matter what motorcycle you race or ride, amateur or pro, we have a fuel to make more power. Keep your bike running cool with VP Stay Frosty Coolant, available in 2 formulas: race ready, designed to be glycol free and track approved, and high performance with freeze protection for street applications. Visit vpracingfuels.com to learn more.
2 short years ago, Honda released the Rebel 1100, and for 2023, they're introducing the all-new Rebel 1100T, equipped with a large, color-matched handlebar-mounted fairing and 35 liters of lockable storage. It's built for the open road. The standard and bagger models both start with a powerful twin-cylinder engine, so they sound as aggressive as they look. Head to a dealer to see the 2023 Honda Rebel 1100 and 1100T.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Brought to you by Yamaha. On the track, on the trail, or out on the open road, check out Yamaha's full line of class-defining, adventure-seeking motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-side vehicles at YamahaMotorsports.com. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout? A cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. Riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com. Progressive is proud to be America's #1 motorcycle insurer, protecting 1 out of every 3 insured riders. And they also offer coverage for your boat, RV, and other adventure vehicles. Quote motorcycle insurance online in as little as 3 minutes or bundle your insurance together today.
When you think of a ride, you think of quality. When it comes to hitting the ground and protecting your head, I wouldn't wear anything else. The design of it is round and smooth, so when you're rolling through the dirt, your helmet doesn't catch the dirt and hurt your neck. Safety in flat track and motorsports in general is probably the biggest concern. Obviously, we're all here to win. At the end of the day, we're all concerned about our well-being, and for that, you want to have the best gear on, and for me, a ride is the best choice.
Rev up to get fueled by mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Memorial Day weekend, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing roars onto the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky.
We're ready to go racing. Massive championship implications here.
Meet your favorite riders. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend with Progressive American Flat Track. The Red Mile, presented by Indian Motorcycle of Lexington. Saturday, May 27th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
What's up, everybody? It's time for the Mission Pit Walk. I'm Scotty Dubler down here. It's my favorite part of the day. It's time to catch the riders before they put their helmets on for tonight's event. We got 3 of them. There was 4 when we got here, but 3 of them are left. Are we bench racing, or what are we doing so early in the day? I mean, you guys just hanging out?
Yeah, hanging out. Haven't seen each other in, what, a week or 2?
What do you do when you come to California? I mean, you're from Ohio. What's the first thing you do when you come to Cali?
We caught some waves this morning. We had our wetsuits on, but yeah, got rested up, ate some lunch, and now we're ready to race.
What's one place you have to eat when you come out to California?
Man, we always have margaritas, and get some.
I said food, eat. I said, and I didn't say drink. I said, what do you eat?
Chips and salsa.
Mission Food?
Yeah, Mission Foods is fine, yeah.
All right. Well, you get out of the way. I'm going to talk to this guy right here. Mishler, you got your first podium last weekend. Are you got the momentum going, looking for your first win of the season?
Yes.
Yes, I like the short answer. So I talked to Vanderkoy. What's something you have to do when you come to California?
Well, I got to grow up here, so I'll go, hang out with her.
You got a girl up here?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, dude.
What? California dreaming. I like it. Yep. So you hang out with her all week, or what's the plan?
Yeah, she's hot. I just follow her around.
I like that. Most of the time, girls follow motorcycle races around. This one must be pretty special.
Yeah.
Different.
You guys are crazy today. Are you ready to race or what?
Yeah, it's going to be a good track today. I don't know anything about the track, but it's going to be a good track.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Morgan Mishler. And now we'll move over here. Briar, these guys are cracking me up over here. You're from just down the road, a couple hundred miles.
Yeah.
We're in Ventura. What's it feel like to race back close to home?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I don't have an answer like these guys do. They're firing, I guess. Vanderkoy and him, Margs and women. No, it's good. We've already seen a bunch of people we know, we grew up with, and now I've actually raced here like 4 times before, more than that, probably 6, 7 times. So it's weird being somewhere that you grew up racing, and now there's a national. But just being in California again, other than the prices of everything and the income tax, this place is really cool. So I'm happy to be home.
What's the first thing you do when you come back to California?
Honestly, get back to Salinas, where I'm from, and see all my friends. I have some really cool friends in Pennsylvania, but you know how it is, with the people you grew up with. So go back home, see my friends, and then go get some Mexican food. That's kind of the tradition. We grew up on really good Hispanic food, so yeah, just get back in a swing that I had 10 years ago. But no, it's good to be back.
What will you do in between this week and Sacramento next week?
I actually messaged Doug Chandler from Doug Chandler Performance. I grew up mountain biking with him and his whole crew, and I'm like, dude, I always come out. I never go ride with you, even though he beats me up about it. I said, let's go ride. So I'm going to go do some mountain biking, Shane and I, and just hang with the guys. I just haven't seen any of them in so long. I got a lot of really good friends and some good family here, so I just want to see some people I haven't seen in a long time.
Hey, Briar, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Briar Bauman right there, 2-time champ. Right here in their pit area. We'll see if we can catch some of these KTM guys here real quick before we wrap it up. It is the Mission Pit Walk at Ventura Short Track. Well, we got the youngsters over here talking to Max Whale. Is this where all Australians hang out? Is that what's going on, mate?
Yeah, it's the Aussie Corner.
Aussie Corner. This guy, you're racing this summer here with us, right?
Yeah, all summer.
All summer. What's your nickname? I know your brother's the Bomber. What's your nickname?
Slammin' Sam.
Slammin' Sam. Is that after Sammy Halbert?
Yeah, he come to our house one year and rode. That's where I got my number and my nickname.
So you're number 69?
No, he rode number 7 when he come over to us.
Oh, so you're running number 7. Let me see. Oh, there's your number 7. He's got his hat on. Slamming Sam. I like it. Good luck this summer, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you.
That's the little drain. What's going on, Shorty? What are you doing? What are they doing to your bike?
That's not mine. That's Cody.
Well, what are they doing?
I got no idea. I'm not a smart guy. I'm just a rider.
Just a rider. I love how they fired up. What are you up to, man?
Just hanging out, talking to Max.
The Bomber. Where'd the nickname come from?
It was actually my grandpa. He gave me the nickname when I was real young and just always stuck.
All right, that's the Bomber, Tom Drain, Slamming Sam. You got the champ right here. They're fired up motorcycles. It's almost time to go racing here at Ventura.
On Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento Mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento Mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com. The
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. A proud sponsor of AFT Super Twins, Mission Foods has mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes to fuel your race day. Now that's too fast, too tasty. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high-performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com. Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud sponsor of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. Now in our 50th year, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud. Lincoln Welders is the official welder of American Flat Track Racing. When it comes to welding, cutting equipment, and safety apparel, Lincoln Electric is the choice. Go to LincolnElectric.com for all your welding, cutting, and safety apparel needs. And remember to hashtag WeldRed with all your projects.
Memphis Shades brings you a whole new level of style when it comes to motorcycle windshields and fairings. The quality, style, and selection set these products apart from the pack. Memphis Shades designs and builds all windshields, fairings, and hardware in-house. Raw materials in, finished goods out. Made in Memphis. Style that works.
Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It's available to buy at Progressive AFT's Marketplace and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. SolarFit, America's solar team, is a proud sponsor of American Flat Track Racing. Get your complimentary solar analysis today at americanflattrack.com/solarfit and let the sun power your home or business for free. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout? A cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. Riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Rebel 1100 from Honda.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Commotion by the Ocean, Ventura Raceway in beautiful Ventura, California. What an absolutely stunning day out here. That's literally a surfing competition going on the beach right here, just off the backside of the pit area here at Ventura Raceway. Hi, everyone. Ralph Shaheen alongside my great friend Chris Agajanian. You might know the legendary Ascot Raceway. Well, it was his family's business, and his dad, famed J.C. Agajanian, that ran that fantastic facility right down south of here. What, about half an hour?
Yeah, more than that. Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, okay. Didn't seem like it was that far, but... So, got something to show you, Chris. They look familiar?
Yep.
That's your dad right there?
Looks like I might be in trouble.
Yeah. and tell the story of the hat, how the hat came about.
Yeah, and I miss him dearly. And yesterday was the anniversary of when he died. He died on Cinco de Mayo, and I miss him dearly. He was putting on a race in 1944 or 45 in Phoenix, and that's where the hat came about. But he was trying all kinds of different hats. He was trying fedoras and little captain hats and all that because, he was going bald, and he said he used to comb his hair with a towel. But then he put on a race in Phoenix, and boy, they found some cowboy hat, and that was the end of it. So he started getting these beaver skin 100s, really nice hats with the pheasant hat.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So.
And that became his trademark, and it went from there.
Yeah, he looked good in it.
Yeah, great look. Speaking of looking good, this is the Parts Unlimited Singles presented by Kicker. It's qualifying session number 1 for them. 450s out on the track. Cody Kopp at the front right now, and we'll start giving you some times here. Cody, a 15.659. And Chase Sadoff just lowered that to a 15.525. So we'll keep an eye on those times while we chat here.
And his daddy used to race for us.
Yeah, Joe did, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Your family wasn't just involved in racing as promoters of Ascot and Sacramento Mile and Del Mar and numerous other places.
Pomona,
but also team owners as well.
Yeah, team owners in Indy cars, and we had sprint cars, and we also had midgets and all that. We promoted an awful lot of different types of races. We had cars that raced at Indianapolis, and my dad entered the car in 1948. And in 1950, we were on the pole. We were the first car to ever had flames on it. It was like a Southern California car, and, it was really great. It was a real nice cream color with red flames on it, and we won the race in 1952 with Troy Ruttman.
And that was the legendary painter here in Southern California that did all that, right?
Yeah, Dean Jeffries was doing that stuff, and and then we were the first one with the candy apple red. So, just by being from Southern California, it was kind of like a cool thing to do. And so a car comes out from Southern California with flames on it and kicks everyone's butt and goes back home. It was great, and everybody started putting flames on their cars after that.
So this session just came to an end, and Chase Sadoff sits at the top of the 15.422, just in front of Cody Kopp's 15.474, then Maxwell, James Ott, Chad Coase. The top 5 will get Group 2 out here in a minute. And Ventura Raceway is a big part of the Ascot, or the Agajanian family tradition, because you guys do Turkey Night here.
Yeah, we do, and this is a great track. We always did Turkey Night at Ascot, and started in 1958 when we were doing the Turkey Night there. And it was, and I remember I've got a program back in '58, and A.J. Foyt's on the front cover of it. Mario Andretti raced, and Parnelli Jones raced, and the Answer Brothers, and all those guys. But it's gone to a number of places, and now it's come here. It's on this Saturday right after Thanksgiving, and boy, it's a sellout. It's a wonderful race here, and this is a perfect size track for those midgets.
And like any good promoter, tickets are on sale right now, right?
Yeah, yes they are.
But you better get them quick, because they're going fast.
Yeah.
Only a couple left. If you want yours, get it now.
Yeah, you got it.
So next group is out here, and let's see how things are moving around here. Nobody able to touch Chase Sadoff just yet. Looking at the 166 there, Logan Eisenhart, 15.736. Eisenhart jumps up to number 6 now, 15.577. And don't forget, Trent Lowe won the last race his first ever at the Devil's Bowl out of Mesquite, Texas. And right now, he's sitting in 20th with 15.798. The highs and lows of racing, right?
Yeah, of course. There's so many different things you could do to these bikes, to make them different, handle different, and all the other stuff. The weight, and even the riders, they scoot up on their tanks like that, keep that front tire dug into the dirt. Then they sit back and get that rear tire, put some weight on the rear tire.
Shayna Texter-Bauman on the 52 right there, watching her. She sits in 17th, 15.750.
Yeah, the girls are really good, aren't they?
Oh yeah, Shayna's very solid. She's running with Santero on the 75 and the 51 of Sabala right there on the inside. Good battle. You actually did a lot of the promoting yourself of the motorcycles at Ascot, whether it was the flat trackers when the Camel Pro Series would come through back then, and Speedway.
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't know. I was just, kind of taken to that. I loved it. I loved all forms of racing, but this is the best. I mean, we used to call these guys the Danger Gang. This was really something. And back in the 60s and 70s, there was about 7,000 people every Friday night at Ascot. We didn't even have to advertise. It just packed, and it was like a national every week. And then, then they started getting so popular, they moved across the country like that. And to have these guys come out in Southern California is really a treat.
And then some guy named Evel Knievel showed up wanting to go flat tracking, huh?
It's funny because he used to race at Ascot, and he'd race TTs, and he'd end up in the middle of the pack. And, he loved all those guys like Eddie Mulder and Skip Van Leeuwen and Dick Dorsey. He loved those guys, but he could never compete with them. And he figured out, I can't make a living doing this, so I think I'll jump over some cars.
So he literally started talking your dad into letting him go crazy flying a motorcycle, literally.
Yeah, I mean, he's a smart guy, and we used to have a 100-lap TT race on ABC Wide World of Sports. And, he came up to my dad and he said, hey, Aggie, I got a way to make a lot of money. My dad goes and fill the grandstands. And my dad goes, we're already filled the grandstands. We don't need anything. And anyway, what's your name? He goes, Evel Knievel. And he goes, no, what's your real name? He goes, Robert. Okay, Bob, what do you want?
Yeah. You tell a great story about how it came between him and your dad about counting tickets, and it didn't go necessarily the way you would think it went.
Yeah. Well, that was at one of those races. So he told my dad, you give me $1 for every person that comes in over what you did last year, and I'll come and jump. So, he came to the track, and he set up his ramps, and I was there and helped him with his ramps and all that stuff. And he's taking his little practice jumps, and my dad drives in his Cadillac's got that big hat on, and he goes, hey, what? And I race over to my dad, and he goes, hey, what's that guy doing? I said, he's doing some practice laps. Well, you tell him to get off that thing right now. He's going to break his arm. We got a big race on Sunday, So I go over to Evel and say, Evel, you got to stop. You can't do that. My dad doesn't want you to get hurt. He started laughing, and I thought, what's this guy going to do? We've got a 15-minute intermission, and it's a Wide World of Sports. It's a national television live. How's he going to fill up a 15-minute show when he's just going to take a jump? I mean, it's a hell of a jump. But same time, how do you fill up a show? Boy, he was able to do it. He'd run there and just miss the ramp, and he'd go by, and everybody would go, whoa. Yeah. And then he'd take another run at the ramp, and he'd start hitting the kill switch, and people, he's looking at the engine like he's going to fix it.
Yeah.
He was quite a showman. So he did his jump. It was fantastic. And the next day, so I think it was that night my dad goes to, my brother Kerry was doing the tickets in the box office, and he said, how'd we do? And he goes, well, we did about $1,000 people more. And so my dad says, well, give him $2,000. That was really good.
Yeah.
So he goes over, and my brother gives him the money. So the next day, Evel comes to the office, and he says, I have to see Mr. Agajanian. And he goes, and they said, well, okay, he's in there. So, okay, let him in, So he goes in, and he goes, Mr. Agajanian? Yeah. Okay, there's something wrong with this pay, and he throws the envelope down on it, and my dad goes, okay, here it comes, try to do a guy a favor and all that, And then he goes, what's wrong with it, Evel? And he said, you paid me too much. Well, how did you know I paid you too much? And he said, well, I had a guy with clickers on each one of the gates. I'm checking. He's a good guy. He's
Actually gave money back, or tried to at least.
Yeah, he tried to. I mean, he's an honest man. He loved my dad. You know, they really got along well.
Well, you saw Pettin went to the top of the board with the singles, and we're back to the twins now, and Dallas Daniels, the front of the pack here. Let's see Dallas's times as they start popping up here. Dallas on that 32 with a 15.123. Each right behind him with a 15.146. So the Essence and Yamahas looking pretty good. And then Indian after that with Jared Mees, Briar Bauman, Davis Fisher in the top 5 right now.
They're starting to get a cushion here, Ralph.
Yeah, and a lot of people were curious as to what would happen to this racetrack. Obviously, with the midgets, you get a good cushion here, right?
Oh, yeah, and they start riding right on top of it. But this will be nice. I mean, I think a little spray of water later on for the race, and then the moisture comes in right next to the ocean here, and the moisture will come in, and it'll hold really well. Jim Naylor is an amazing guy, and he runs this track here, and we're all lucky that there's a guy like him that runs a track here at Ventura. Very good. But he knows what he's doing.
Briar Bauman to the top of the board. And the KTM, there he is. 14.945, the first 14-second lap of the day. That's moving around this 5th mile.
Yeah. And he's not down on the pole either.
No, he's up on the groove there, pushing the cushion. Catching Mees, it looks like. Checker flag out to end that session. Briar, Dallas Daniels gets into the 14s as well, a little bit slower, the 14.983. So Briar Bauman will lead them out. And we'll get Group 2 out here soon. You also did a lot to promote the Sacramento Mile, and your dad actually promoted the first ever race I went to as a kid at the old Fairgrounds Mile in Sacramento, which they ran cars and bikes at, and I went for one of the car races there. How did you end up getting involved yourself doing the Sacramento Mile?
You know, I was, when you went there in the old fairgrounds, you know, I was selling programs at the thing. You know,
I got one from you. I have it at the house still.
I'm sure you did. You know, there's I sold programs starting at age 10, 7 years old and 10. You know, I sold programs all the time, and we'd go to those races, and it was great. It was great going to the old fairgrounds there, and then when they were tearing that down, they built that new Cal Expo fairground, so we continued doing that. It was terrific. And then, you know, my dad got a little older, and then he said, you're going to have to do this now.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
You really seem to fit in well with the motorcycle side of things.
Yeah, well, so did you. And you used to come with your mom and come up to Sacramento and say, Mr. Agajini, just call me Chris. Mr. Agajini, could I come in and maybe do some announcing? Yeah, sure you can, Ralph.
Yeah,
it was great. You know, after a couple of years, you know, we put a microphone in your hand.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Question from the front of the truck. Brad Jones, who you met earlier today, our producer, wanted to know, how cool is it for you to see the Ascot logo out and about in so many ways as it is right? In fact, you're wearing one of these really cool Ascot jackets right now, and we all went shopping at your Ascot merchandise rig earlier today. But I mean, you had the rig at Long Beach. It's all over the place, and people are always rushing to your trailer to buy Ascot stuff. What does it feel like?
You know, I can't explain it. It's amazing. You know, it's wonderful, and I'm really glad that we could do it. It's homage to my dad and my family and all that we did over there at Ascot. But people come up to the trailer all the time, and they're just emotional. We got married there, and, you know, all this other stuff. It's fantastic, and we got a big, long line there, and they love to buy the stuff. And some of them, you know, their dads brought them there. Some of them, they were there, and, you know, it's amazing, and it really is. It's a good feeling, Ralph, and to keep it alive like that. You know, we have a website, AscotMotorsports.com. We've got a website, and we sell a lot of product on there. But it's just nice to be able to keep the Ascot name alive. It's been closed for 30 years or something like that.
30 years.
1990, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 32 years or something.
Sammy Halbert takes a checkered. He sits fourth with a 15.107 as Group 2 completes their qualifying session for the Mission Foods Twins. Yeah, you know, that's one of the things. It's like me when we took over and bought Speed Sport and kept that going. It's the same thing with you with Ascot. It's a different story, right? If it's a product like, just say, I don't know, any one of these motorcycle brands or something, where somebody comes up to you and says, oh, yeah, my family's always drank Pepsi or Coca-Cola, whatever it might be. We love the flavor.
Yeah.
But it's different when something like Ascot or Speedsport, when they come up to you and tell you about how it really impacted their life.
Yeah, it gets you in the heart, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It does.
So there's a look at the Mission Super Twins qualifying. Briar Bauman, top of Dallas Daniels, J.D. Beach, Sammy Halbert, and Jared Mee sitting there in 5th. Final short track race of the season. So you guys put on at Ascot the half mile, and you also ran the TT, and then the mile at Sacramento. Which was your favorite to do?
I gotta say, I don't know. The half mile was just so exciting. It was, Scotty Parker and Carr and all those guys, Moorheads and all those guys, and Cobb. But on the mile, when they're drafting like that. In fact, the Sacramento mile is coming up right there.
Yep,
soon.
next weekend.
Yeah, and in Sacramento mile, we used to do that. My dad started it and started doing it for the longest time, and then Steve now is doing it, and that's fantastic. But it's exciting. Okay, which one do I like the best? I don't know. Drafting is so cool. I mean, they just get up behind them, and it just, it slingshots them into the turn, and they better be ready for it. I remember watching them, and the guys that weren't ready for it just throws them right into the hay bale. So you got to be ready. But the half miles, it doesn't give them any time. And like this, man, this beats the heck out of you, these short tracks and the half miles, because you don't have time to rest, even though you're resting at 140 miles an hour on the miles,
Watching the Royal Enfield Build Train race ladies out there now in their qualifying session.
Isn't that fantastic, Royal Enfield? That's amazing. They used to do matchless Royal Enfield BSAs, Velisets, all those guys used to race Triumphs and all that stuff.
Now, a lot of celebrities, obviously Ascot was well known within those in Hollywood, and a lot of them would come out and mess around in cars and on the go-karts at the slick track. Anybody come out on the bikes?
Oh yeah, there were a lot of guys, but I guess Steve McQueen and there's a number, Keenan Wynn. There was a number of guys that would come out there, but what's his name? The guy was on Chips.
Oh. Eric Estrada. Those guys would come out there, and we didn't have a VIP section. They sat down with the people, but they loved it. They sat in there with all the other people. McQueen get out on the racetrack?
Yeah, McQueen, he actually raced on the off-road thing. We had a TT course, and then we had the off-road buggies and everything, and he raced on that. And that other guy, who was that, the karate guy that was...
Yes.
Sorry.
No. I know exactly who you're talking about. David Carradine.
No, but I'm going to be 74 next week, dude. So I can't. The hard drive's a little bit.
Yeah,
full
a little worn out, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Any other good Evel Knievel stories that stick with you?
Well, it's nice, all the stuff that he did, and he's pretty an amazing guy as far as promotion goes. But I do remember one when he really ticked my dad off. He called at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he said, hey, Aggie, I got a good idea. I got a new thing. New project I'm going to do, a new jump I'm going to do. I'm going to jump out of an airplane into a hay bale. And I went, a haystack, And my dad goes, Evel, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but it's going to be great. And he goes, well, hurry up and jump.
That's great.
Yeah, Evel would come up with all kinds of things like that. And, but he was a real man. He'd say he's going to do something. He's going to do it. When he said he was going to, he was afraid when he was going to go jump over that Grand Canyon. He said that he was going to do it, and then they wouldn't let him do that. So he went and got his own canyon, that Snake River Canyon. And boy, he almost made it, but, the parachute flew out.
Yeah.
Would you get in a rocket ship and get shot over there?
No.
Gee,
I wouldn't have jumped one car, let alone done any of that stuff. He is really something. And a hero to everybody back then, and that's, the modern generation doesn't realize what a star he really was.
Oh, he was a household name. It was like Cassius Clay or one of those guys.
It was pretty much Muhammad Ali and Evel Knievel were the two biggest names worldwide back then.
Yeah, worldwide. I mean, you talk about these world champion Mario Andretti's and stuff, but, Evel Knievel, oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, or even a LeBron James, not to take anything away from them from what they did, but Evil was such a bigger star.
Yeah, and it must have been the time, Ralph, or you know, and also what he was doing. Obviously,
Yeah.
No one, you know, they weren't doing this kind of stuff with the motorcycles flying over cars and all that. He started all that. But, you know, to say I'm going to jump over 15 cars, it was like, what? And he's got an XR 750. I mean, it wasn't a motocross bike.
No, or a Triumph, right? Yeah, and we all got a bunch of bumps and bruises, maybe a couple of broken bones from trying to be Evil out in the front yard, right? Jumping over our friends on our Huffies and Schwinns.
He had quite an ego, though. You know, he kind of got in trouble a lot with that. You know.
Was there any form of racing that the family wanted to be involved with that they never got involved with?
I don't think so. I think we just, you know, we were able to. Well, you know, we did do a little bit of stock car racing. My brother had some, and Mike Curb, they owned a stock car, but mostly it was Indy cars and sprint cars and, you know, midgets we had. And no, we didn't really sponsor any flat tracks, but we promoted a heck of a lot of flat track races.
Well, Indianapolis is coming up right around the corner.
That's right.
You guys won the 100th running.
That's right. We won the
with Alexander
Centennial.
Rossi
and Dan Weldon in 2011. We won that, and Parnelli Jones won in 1963. Won in our car, and Parnelli's up there. I think he's 89 or something. 33, whenever that is.
Yeah, incredible, right?
Yeah, but he's doing great and all that. But we have the number 98 again back there, and Marco Andretti, who is Mario's grandson, he's going to be driving.
He's going to be in it again, right?
Yeah. And Colton Herta, we've got the number 26. We're with the Andretti and Brian Herta car, and Colton Herta is going to be in the number 26. So we actually have two cars.
Speaking of Evel Knievel.
Yeah, look at that.
And you've got the real leathers?
I do. Yeah, I got the leathers, and he gave me his last helmet. You know, the last helmet he jumped in, and he wrote on the back of it to my pal Chris, "Happy Landings."
Happy Landings,
yeah.
right? That's what everybody got.
Yeah.
Ken Wheaton right here on the 95. I don't know if I ever told you. I think I did tell you this. I did tell you the story of getting to announce with Evel.
Oh.
I told you the story from Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a great story.
Yeah, when you were in Hawaii.
Yeah. And I got to see him jump as a kid. Boy, what a show that was.
Yeah, he was a showman, and you know he had that cane. He had a cane, black cane, and it had that.
It was really a decanter.
Yeah, exactly. It had a gold head on the top of it with the motorcycle and two diamonds and for the wheels, and he'd unscrew that thing and he'd tip it. And he had wild turkey. He had a couple of those little tubes in there full of wild turkey. He said it would relax him.
Yeah.
Right before he jumped.
Hey, if you're crazy enough to do that, might as well take a couple of swigs before you go, right?
Amen. But he would do it, you know, and even if he didn't think he was going to make it, he'd still go out and do it. That's a tough guy, boy. They say he broke every bone in his body twice.
You see the pictures of the X-rays, and it's just incredible. Just incredible.
He's got Evil on his helmet.
Yeah, they did it upright. And how is 15th, 17.726 with our Hooligans.
He's only a second off. But
any thoughts of starting your own track again as we take a look at Ventura from high above?
That's beautiful, isn't it? Southern California. No, you can't start a track nowadays. It's too tough. I mean, you know, even light pollution. You go, what? You got to have light pollution. You know, you can't. It's like crazy.
How frustrated do you get when you drive by? Because it's just a flat piece of property now, right?
Yeah, Ralph, it's sad to drive by there and to know how many people used to come out. And we'd get 35,000 people a month there, you know. And we had the sprint cars and the midgets and the motocross and the flat track and all that, speedway bikes. But it's a shame that it never continued. And, you know, like I said, the old lady wouldn't sign the lease, renew the lease. And, you know, the rest is history. It's unfortunate that a track like that, you never get a track like that in Los Angeles, or right in the major metropolitan place, you know, and, you know, it's unfortunate, but that's what happened.
One of the greatest pieces of racing history. We're going to be right back to Ventura Raceway for more Progressive American Flat Track racing action, more conversation with Chris Agajanian from Ascot. After this, stay with us.
American Flat Track fans, the last Saturday in June can only mean one thing: the return of the Lima Half Mile. June 24th, the Allen County Fairgrounds comes alive with the fastest flat track motorcycle racers on the planet, celebrating America's original extreme sport. The 2023 running of the Mission Foods Indian Motorcycle Lima Half Mile, presented by Drag Specialties, is on. Get your tickets now at limahalfmile.com.
Kicker Performance Audio. For almost 50 years, we've been rocking the planet with our world-class product covering everything that drives you, whether in your car, truck, boat, motorcycle, side-by-side, or even on your head. Kicker Performance Audio's passion for bringing you your favorite music like you've never heard it before is what drives us. So wherever you need us, Kicker Performance Audio will be there for you.
Progressive American Flat Track Championship season.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Super 73 is an American lifestyle adventure brand based in Orange County, California, that develops products to help fuse motorcycle heritage with youth culture. Founded in 2016, Super 73 has quickly grown into one of the most recognizable electric vehicle brands in the world, with a passionate customer base, including A-list celebrities, professional athletes, and many more. Klotz Synthetic Lubricants is proud to be the official lubricant of American Flat Track and 8-time AFT national champion Jared Meese. Family owned and made in America since 1959, Klotz has built its reputation by answering the call of racers and performance enthusiasts who won't settle for anything less than superior synthetic lubricants. Racers and performance buffs around the world rely on Klotz to get them to the checkered flag. Order today at klotzlube.com.
KTM, ready to race.
Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
On Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento Mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento Mud. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
We are 100% in the 11th hour building the team, but, look, I've done it before back in 2018, and, I think things are going to roll out a lot better than people anticipate with doing it that late.
It was hard for Shayna, like on my side, and her manager, Scott Taylor, were just working 24/7 on, like, how do we put something together?
Kind of funny, I guess, a little bit, honestly, through my helmet sponsor, Rye Helmets, kind of made the connection back in October, and Rick and I just kind of started working the pieces out together and met up in person during the Rolex 24, actually, and finalized everything. So, as everybody knows, Rick's involved in all forms of motorsports, and it's exciting now to bring him American Flat Track to his team as well.
And what's funny is originally I said, Shayna, you got a guy like that is wanting to come on, make sure you're set. And she said, no, she went and had a meeting with him, and she goes, no, Rick wants to be a part of both of our programs and make this happen.
I mean, I think the thing that's so cool about Rick is he understands the importance of the business model with sponsors, but he also understands the importance of winning.
Shayna's essentially a racer and a team manager right now, just building a program. So, and we get super stressed, and we're like, man, this sucks. And then you go like, well, a month ago, this is exactly what you wanted. Why does it suck? So it's really good. It's stressful right now, but at the end of this whole thing, it's worth it, right? We did what we needed to do, and we're fortunate to be here.
And I think it's only the beginning. We're on a multi-year deal with him. He's committed to the sport. He's committed to growing, and he wants to win, which is, what matters most to us.
How much fun am I having? I mean, I love it. It's my life. There's nothing that compares to this. And don't get me wrong, I mean, there's been bad days and hard days, but I mean, I enjoy this more than anything. My goals this year are no doubt I want to win the title, and I want to get the Grand Slam, I guess the old school one, because I've got the road race, I've got the TT, I got the short track. Last year we were leading a half mile and a mile, and I felt really good and had some bike problems, and so for sure that was always a dream, and it seemed like I didn't really know if that was something that I'd be able to do. Just the last few years it was something that we were working towards, but it seemed pretty far out there. But after the year we had, and the work that the team's done to the bikes, and how I felt even at the last round before I got hurt, and when I got on the bike for the first time this year, I mean, I felt so good, and so the dreams are now goals. And I want to get that Grand Slam and get the title too.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Rebel 1100 from Honda.
Sometimes you just don't need one of these. Sometimes all you really need is one of these. Rent whatever you need from people to do whatever it takes. Go to catrentalstore.com. Let's do the work.
S&S Cycle was born from a passion for racing and has spent over 60 years building high performance for the power sports market. All the while, racing has remained at our core, from the Bonneville Salt Flats to championships in Progressive American Flat Track. S&S is the go-to for high performance on and off the racetrack.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 10th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2023. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Please consider supporting injured racers by purchasing a 50/50 ticket at today's event. Check us out on the web at backontrack79.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life. Rent tools and equipment from more than 70 leading brands, plus the full line of CAT machines, big and small. The right equipment, the right technology, the right team. All right when and where you need it. Visit catrentalstore.com.
Morgan's Place is a nonprofit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
When you think of a ride, you think of quality.
When it comes to hitting the ground and protecting your head, I wouldn't wear anything else.
The design of it is round and smooth, so when you're rolling through the dirt, your helmet doesn't catch the dirt and hurt your neck. Safety in flat track and motorsports in general is probably the biggest concern. Obviously, we're all here to win. At the end of the day, we're all concerned about our well-being, and for that, you want to have the best gear on, you know, and for me, a ride is the best choice.
Well, it's pretty hard not to have a successful night when this is your backdrop. Who wouldn't want to come to a racetrack that's literally right next to the beach on the Pacific Ocean? Well, that's where we are at what's known as the Commotion by the Ocean, Ventura Raceway, getting ready for Progressive American Flat Track. And that is not a fake CGI. I know we are right next to Hollywood, but that is literally what you see from the grandstands here, Chris. Chris Agajanian joining me from famed Ascot. To the one side, you get the stunning mountains, and to the other, you get the Pacific Ocean.
It's beautiful, you know, and Ascot was close to the ocean, too. It makes a big difference with the moisture in the air, and it keeps the track moist and tacky and all that other stuff. It's wonderful, and, boy, you can't beat that view.
You and I were talking during the break about promotion. You and your father, of course, J.C. Agajanian, your brother, J.C. Jr., your other brother, Kerry, and yourself did all the promotion for the Ascot organization, the Agajanian family. What was the key when you guys thought about promotion? What did you think? Did you worry more about the quality of the racing or the entertainment value for the fan? How did you map that out?
Oh, Ralph, you got to worry about both. I mean, you got to have the best track, you got to have the best riders and drivers and all that you can, and then you got to do everything you can for the fans. And we would make sure that it was a family organization, family type thing, and family entertainment. And you know, we always gave them the best prices because we knew that they were going to be coming out every week. So got the best food and that we could and the best beer.
Was there ever a promotion or something that you dreamed up that you're most proud of? when you look back on it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just these wonderful motorcycle racers. The flat track, and then we also did speedway motorcycles. Those are really popular. That's a big European type racing, and we would have those on Thursday night, and we'd get 3,000 or 4,000 people for that every Thursday night. And speedway was really exciting. It's just 4 laps, and it's full speed for 4 laps and all that stuff. It's a very exciting form of racing. But I think sprint cars were the biggest thing. Although flat track motorcycles for the national, we'd always have the biggest crowds. I mean, it was a 10,000 seat venue, but we'd get 12,000 people on the nationals, and they'd be standing, and we'd have to park the cars nuts to butts to even get everybody in the place, But sprint cars were a big thing every Saturday night, and those were just awesome, the way the sprint cars ran, too.
Yeah, it was really a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, wasn't it?
There was
certainly
was.
Every day of the weekend.
Well, it was Wednesday was motocross, and Thursday was speedway, and Friday were midgets, and Saturday was sprint cars, and then Sunday was figure 8 and demolition derby and NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we had all different forms. I know that if you could, you put me in that parking lot and I didn't know what day it was, I could look at the cars and tell you exactly
which day it was.
Yeah.
All right, question from the front of the truck. And speaking of the front of the truck, so many of us who are a part of this AFT crew all got started or began our careers in and around the Ascot family, whether it was by working out at Ascot or working with you or one of your brothers or your father. So Brad Jones, Brian Lockwood, myself, all have touched Ascot through you and your family. So Brad wants to know your favorite memory from Ascot. What is it? He says, it's got to be one.
Oh, my goodness. Well, for one thing, you just threw me off. It's so emotional to hear you say that you guys were all there, and I just love you all. And, I mean, we're all growing old together. And we started off, I'm 74, so you're a youngster. So, I'm doing races and stuff, and then you're coming up. So that's why we were all together. And Brian Lockwood, the director, he did his first motorsports race over there at Ascot, too. We had a lot of fun. But I don't know, Jonesy, how could I come up with my favorite memory there? In fact, my favorite memory, I don't even think I could say on TV.
Was there something that just jumps out as a wild memory of, was there a racer that maybe stood out?
No, I remember, one morning we're having breakfast and my dad's all dressed up in his suit and hat. He wore a suit every day. And then he's on the way to the track and he said, we got this kid that's going to be coming out and he's going to be racing tonight. And I was about 12 years old, I think, and he said he's from Italy. He's going to race a midget. And I'm going, how could somebody from Italy come out here and race a midget? But okay, I'll keep an eye out because I'll be selling programs. I want to see what this guy does. And my mom goes, well, what's his name? And he goes, his name's Mario Andretti.
And he turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, he did all right. World champion.
What was the one movie star that surprised you the most?
James Garner would come there, and Gene Hackman would be there, and
Steven Stills.
Steven Stills, yeah, he'd go there, and there were a lot of guys there. I think there's a list of, Elvis was there. I mean, they did movies and stuff like that, so Elvis
I know you were
there.
buddies with George Harrison. Did George ever make his way to Ascot?
No, unfortunately he didn't, but, I'd always go see him over there at the Formula One races or at Indy races or something. I was fortunate enough to stay at his house in that Cracker Box Palace, the one in Flower Park, And I managed a guy named Gary Wright. He was the Dreamweaver during those days, and he was really close with George Harrison. So we went over there and put some tracks, some keyboard tracks on George's new album. But what a wonderful guy, And I remember once he told me, when I first met him, I said, it's nice to meet you. My name is Chris Agajanian, and we're involved in racing too, because I knew he liked racing. He goes, no, I know who you are. And I went, no, you don't. A Beatle doesn't know who we are. That's really nice of you, George, but he doesn't. But what it ended up being is that, when the Beatles came into town, they stayed at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1964. Yep. We had won the Indy 500 in 63, so we were the featured car, and it said Agajanian Special on it. I'm sure that's where he picked up on that name.
Well, we're going to step away and take one quick break before these guys come back for their final sessions on track and get ready to go racing. Chris, thank you for joining us. And more importantly, brother, thanks for keeping the Ascot name alive and the history and the memory of it going. And thanks for my jar of Ascot dirt.
Yeah, and go to AscotMotorsports.com.
AscotMotorsports.com. Get your Ascot gear. We're all wearing it. You should be too.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Thanks, Chris.
Ralph. Thank you, Ralph.
Love you, brother.
Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento Mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento Mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
The loyal order of riders.
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Rev up to get fueled by Mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track.
Memorial Day weekend, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing roars onto the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky.
We're ready to go racing. Massive championship implications here.
Meet your favorite riders. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend with Progressive American Flat Track. The Red Mile, presented by Indian Motorcycle of Lexington. Saturday, May 27th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Back here in Ventura Raceway. Track prep just about done. Scotty Dubler joining me back in the booth now. Hey, dude.
What's going on?
We've been talking Ascot and Evel Knievel and all kinds of fun with Chris Sagajanian. It's been fun.
I bet he has so many stories to tell.
Oh, and so many more that we could have. I mean, Chris is the kind of guy you could talk to for days about stuff. When I was out here for the Long Beach Grand Prix back in April, I went and hung out at his shop or man cave or whatever you want to call it over there. And the collection of memorabilia, as you can imagine from everything that happened at Ascot over the years, is pretty remarkable, and the stories were endless.
That is one track I never got to go to, and I regret that to this day.
I was very fortunate. I got to go see sprint cars. Unfortunately, I never got to see the bikes race there, but I did see the sprint cars race there. What was known as CRA, the non-wing sprint cars.
California Racing Association.
Yep. And it was a great show. Guys like Brad Knopfsinger and people like that. It was a lot of the Tamale Wagon.
Oh, I remember the Tamale Wagon. That's cool. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Great racing and spectacular facility. I have a jar of the dirt.
Do you really?
I have a jar of Ascot dirt.
Oh, my gosh. I bet people would pay for that.
I
never went to Ascot.
I would never
wish I
sell
could've.
that. That was something Chris gave to me, and I would hang on to that forever.
Ronnie Jones was the last flat track Grand National winner
Yes,
there.
he was, and
Yep.
he's here tonight.
Yeah.
Did you see him out in the paddock area?
The Okie is here. Another Okie.
Yeah. A lot of folks walking around
Man.
here today.
Kosinski.
John
Saw him just a few
Kosinski, the
moments
world
ago.
champ, is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
John's here, former flat tracker.
Yeah,
John?
absolutely. Hey, last time I called a race for him, and he was riding a 250, and the whole engine was red. And he said it was one of the old factory engines from a long time ago.
Wow.
It was really cool. Yeah, he's still a good rider, very good rider.
Yeah. John Rawl from Kawasaki is here.
Yeah.
See John.
And the ocean's just right there. Did we
The
mention
ocean's
that
here.
yet?
The ocean's right here.
Your daughter's here with
My
you
daughter
all week.
Olivia is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's coming to Sacramento with me for the mile. Can't wait for that.
Going to your hometown.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Going up Wednesday.
There's the ocean I was just talking
Actually,
about.
yeah, I'll be in town Wednesday, starting the drive Tuesday. And surfing competition is underway. So, Kristen, did you bring your board with you? Because I know you know how to do that real well.
Yeah, I actually did not, but I noticed they rented boards a little past the pier. I considered it, but guys, the water is a lot colder on the West Coast than it generally is on the East Coast. And back when I used to surf on this coast, I was much braver, much younger. Now I wear thick socks and I get cold easily. So no, I did not paddle out, but it did look fun.
Hey, Kristen, just by the way, just want to make you aware that there's a guy right behind you taking pictures of you. That one right there.
This one.
That one.
I asked him to hold my iPad.
With
We're
your own
family
iPad,
here.
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm actually standing by with all of these hooligans, and Dalton Gauthier being one of them. We might be able to show everyone at home tear-offs, guys. This is going to be a storyline tonight. Not only how you stack the tear-offs, not only are you going to need quite a few of them for what could potentially be a 42-lap main event if we're looking at those sub-15-second lap times, but in addition, where do you pull those tear-offs? When you look at a track like Lima, you have a little bit of breathing room to tear that piece off, to take your hand off the handlebar and pull a tear-off. But here on a short track, you are constantly turning, right? So where will these guys be tearing the tear-offs? Will they have time to? That is something these riders are going to have to take into consideration, because this track, as it begins to deteriorate, is going to be so physically demanding. So to take a hand off the handlebars and tear a tear off, that is going to play into the racing tonight, something that usually guys don't even have to think about. Tonight they will have to strategize about.
Yeah, it's definitely, you have to find that right spot to reach up and let go of that handlebar and reach up, pull that tear off as fast as you can.
How did you decide when and where you would do it?
It depends on who's right in front of you. If there's somebody right in front of you, you just kind of have to grit your teeth and get through it. Reach up whenever you can. You got to do it on the straightaway, and you don't have very long straightaways here at this very fast short track. Has to happen quick, Ralph.
Yeah. Did you like the roll type?
I never tried the roll. In motocross, yeah, when it was rainy, you reach up the pull-off ones where you pull the string. I never tried that in flat track. You know, flat track, you wear the flat track style helmets, or that's what I always did, and just never used the roll away, just use the quick pull.
Yeah, and in sprint car racing, they even have the ones where the guy has
mechanically,
the button and it just automatically rolls it.
Yep, a little bit different on two wheels.
Yep.
The track has been really loose, but really fast so far. What do you think?
I think we're going to get a little bit of a cushion up top. I don't know if it's going to be something these guys are going to be able to utilize in any way, shape, or form, or if it's just going to get pushed all the way up to the air fence.
I think it'll be usable, especially when the sun goes down and they continue to work on the racetrack. Again, first time a Grand National's ever been here with this many bikes. They have to prep it a little bit different.
Yep.
So the guy that's been working on this racetrack and doing the track prep has done the track prep on this track since 1978.
If anybody's going to know the dirt, it's him, right?
And again, two wheels different than four wheels.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get a lot of moisture from the ocean. And even though it's a bright, sunny day here, it is cool. Temperatures have been cool all day, and it's going to be cooler tonight.
When the sun goes down, it will get a little bit cooler. They're dragging it off right now. We still have another round of qualifying also coming up in just a few moments. We'll have the Royal Enfield heat race, and we'll have the two Hooligan heat races as well in just a few moments. There's the Turner Honda guys. The most recent winner on our series is right there, Trent Lowe.
So you've had all week to think of a new nickname. Did you get one yet?
Well, I put it on my podcast, Off the Groove, and a lot of people gave me messages. I kind of like Mike Turner calls him the Terminator. I don't know. We'll see if that goes. And then Low Rider, L-O-W-E, Low Rider, because his last name's Low. So we haven't stuck with one just yet.
Okay.
There's a few others out there.
Kind of see how it goes, right? All right, Kristen, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, looking at that Turner Racing Honda team, all 3 Hondas, 1, 2, 3 on the podium at Devil's Bowl last time out. And prior to that race, this team underwent a full overhaul. Instead of having one team with 3 riders and 3 crew chiefs, when I spoke with Brian Bigelow today, he explained to me they have a new mentality, a new approach, and a new strategy. Each rider is their own team. Each rider has their own crew chief. They are all working on their own program. With that mentality, they've also gotten a handle on these new bikes. These Hondas this year are a brand new bike. They have a new chassis. So for everyone at home, these are tougher bikes to get a feel for. And all 3 of these riders have struggled early this season up until Dallas when all 3 were on the podium. And today, Chase Sadoff has been so good in practice and qualifying. He's been running up front. So for Trent Lowe to earn his first win of the season, Chase Sadoff may not be far behind him.
Yeah, Chase has been very quick all afternoon long.
He did fall off earlier while you were talking to Mr. Agajani, and I went outside and talked to him. He said, I just low-sided. He said it was a simple fall, but he hasn't fallen all season. He said, I got that over with.
Yeah. Well, when you're going to push as hard as these guys do, it is inevitable at some point, right?
Well, I'm going to hop out here. There's another celebrity that's right outside this door, so I'll let him take my spot. You stay right there.
All right. I can't wait to see who it is. And the mystery guest is... Oh, this guy. Okay. Come on in here, John Kosinski. How are you, champ? Let's get these on you. And let me hit this button over here. Joined in the booth now by former flat tracker and world champion John Kosinski. Great to see you, John.
Now, Ralph, it's great to be here. And I tell you, being here just reminds me of this sport is what allowed me to have the skill set that needed to go on to become world champion.
Just move this up on you a little bit.
It's it's awesome to be here, and of course, Southern California, the weather's perfect here by the beach. I just saw the aerial shots; it's wonderful.
It's incredible, isn't it? Now, you actually grew up flat tracking, and we were talking about this earlier. How the road racers of your era and the guys that were just before you, and a little bit after you, all said flat track is the reason why they're all world champions.
Absolutely. Everybody that has come through America and gone on to the world championship ranks, that's done well, has come from this background, and like I said, for me, it's the foundation of everything it takes to even have the opportunity to get over there. So I'm very grateful for it. And the fan base here is incredible. Love all the people. And just to see all the sponsors and be involved and to be at the event live is awesome.
So as you look at the current crop of flat trackers that are out there now, and the fact that we are desperately in need of a really strong American over there in World Championship road racing, whether it's World Superbike or MotoGP, who do you think has that skill set? Is it a Dallas Daniels or is it somebody else you see?
Well, there's several guys here in actually both classes, and it's awesome to see all the young kids in the singles class coming up and watching those guys every practice session. You can see who's hungry and who wants it, and the opportunity's there for a lot of people. It's just having the desire and that sort of goal to want to make that transition and go over there. It's a big step, and I tell you, the first thing what happens when you get over there, you want to come back home because everything is different. No one speaks your language. The food's different. The currency's different. And, you feel like you're a long way from home. So, but no, there's a lot of talented guys here, and there's no reason why we shouldn't have some good guys over there because, the talent field is definitely improving. And, I just can't wait to see sort of what some of these guys decide to do.
Do you believe that the current state of flat track is where it needs to be to develop that next talent?
I do, and I've paid a lot of attention to the flat track. I'm probably the most avid fan here of the sport. I love it. I love the whole engineering side of it. I've been involved in designing and building some of my own frames, a lot of engine stuff, things like that, to try to figure out that set of parameters that I call the black magic. As that dirt is continually changing on you, and there's an art to go fast on it and to be fast at all times. So I've watched the sport grow, and to see it where it is today, all the sponsors that are in the sport now, I see great things on the horizon for flat track racing, and quite honestly, I'd like to be a part of it.
We'd love to have you do that. Kristen Beat has a question for you. Go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, John, first of all, thanks so much for coming out. We're so excited to be able to get your perspective on the Flat Track Series. But question for you, in traditional sports, we always talk about the intangibles, the things off the bike that you look for. What advice would you give riders coming up in the series looking to make an impact in the world racing scene? What advice would you give them, and what do you want to see out of a rider? What are you looking for, essentially?
Well, first of all, the young guys have to have a program or have people around them that can guide them in the right direction when it comes to their preparation. Believe it or not, a lot of the races are actually won in the shop before you even get to the racetrack. And it's just about guiding, the right guys in the right direction and showing them a few things that are going to be awful handy when they get in the heat of battle. And but like I said, it's just great when you see the talent pool that's here. It seems like it's growing. More and more sponsors are coming into it, and I just can't wait to see another American across the pond, basically winning. Like we're used to seeing through the '80s and into the '90s.
The only racetrack I can think of in the world that has a view even remotely like what we just saw is maybe Phillip Island. Can you think of anywhere else?
I was just talking with Michael Locke about that. When you see the aerial shot, I mean, this place is world class. I've actually raced here at Ventura, but there's just nowhere else that you can think of that. I mean, it seems like this would be the last place that a racetrack would be, and to have it right here by the ocean, all the palm trees, the weather's great today. It's world class.
Channel Islands off in the distance there. It's a stunning.
It's unbelievable. Scene. Like you said, it's. That's why I'm just happy I'm here, and it's great to be a part of it.
So as you think about helping to get guys to the next step in the world stage and all that, we also have to get the folks around the world to pay attention to what we're doing over here, because there was a time where they looked here to Flat Track to find those guys. After it was really, I guess, Kenny Roberts, Nixon, Kenny Roberts, those guys that really kind of got the folks on the other side of the pond, as they say, pay attention to flat trackers. And then Freddie was found, and then Wayne and Eddie and Kevin and so forth and so on through you and Nikki and the rest. We've got Valentino Rossi, who is a huge flat track aficionado and supporter of it. Mark Marquez has been. Are there more people over there now that are paying attention to what's happening here with flat track, do you think?
Yes, I think, when Kenny opened up that ranch over in the Barcelona area next to the Circuit of Catalunya. It's kind of strange because we sort of had this secret in our back pocket that all the Americans were doing, and I think that's what helped us, be so dominant through that 80s and 90s period. But essentially what we did is we took it over there and just gave them all the answers to the tests, and these guys have copied it all. And because motorsports is so huge in Europe, they get backing from, the major petroleum companies, telephone companies. I mean, there's so much money over there. And now these guys have started these camps, with kids 3, 4, 5 years old. And like they literally are breeding world champions from, basically from birth. And that's why you see so many of the Europeans now that are very competitive and very, that are very good.
When I would talk to the guys, Eddie and Wayne, Kevin, yourself, about what it was with flat track that got you guys so prepared to go to the world stage and compete in Grand Prix racing. That era, first of all, the big difference is you guys are all riding 500s, which were insane to begin with. And those bikes are so incredibly uncontrollable, which a 750 on a mile, for example, would be similar because you had to learn how to push the front as well as the rear. And that's what they said made the difference on those types of bikes. Now with where the bikes are in MotoGP, does the skill set of flat track still translate to that?
I think for sure it does. And also, too, in flat track racing, the conditions never seem to be the same. I mean, as I always say, you can be fast in the first practice and touch nothing with the bike, and the next practice session, you have to turn the paper the opposite way to see your name. I mean, you can go from hero to zero quick, and it's all, the surfaces are always changing, and you're chasing it. And I think, going to Europe, when the conditions change, you're so used to adapting to whatever it is and making the difference that it's there's nothing that can prepare you better.
The thing that I was wondering about is because you watch the MotoGP style of racing now, and the guys are laid so far over 60 degrees of lean angle, and you got elbows down on the ground and shoulders down on the ground, and guys' helmets are literally just a couple of inches of face shield off the ground. I don't know where you learn how to do that anymore.
Well, the thing is the bikes are quite different. You know, they have a lot of downforce, all the wings you see on them. The shape of the tires have changed, which allows all that to happen. But, you know, if you tried to ride an old style 500 that way, you would, you know, it wouldn't work out too good for you. But
there was a lot of things about riding a 500 didn't work out too well, right?
Those things would hurt you very quickly. But like you said, that was one of the advantages the Americans had, because, you know, we were used to the bike sliding underneath us, learning how to control it. And with those things, with no electronics, it was all with your right hand and hang on. So, but still, no matter what electronics the bikes have, wings, whatever it is they're doing, you know, you still have to ride the motorcycle and have that sort of feel for the thing moving around underneath you. And like you said, when conditions change, being able to adapt, I think it still plays a part. But it seems that the way it is now, it allows more riders to go fast, where before it was less riders, because it was a different skill set.
You've spent the afternoon walking around through the paddock here at our Progressive American Flat Track Series event in Ventura, and you've had opportunities to talk to some of our team owners, guys like Rick Ware. You see a Tim Estenson and some of the others that are involved on the ownership side of flat track. As you look at flat track as a sport these days, what looks attractive to you from that side of it?
Well, it's when you look at the names, you know, Rick's name, Tim's name, you look at the sponsors that they're bringing into the sport. I don't think it's ever been at this level, and it's great to see. And I'm sure, you know, it's like with a lot of different sports. You know, when one guy steps into it, you know, there's going to be other people that are going to follow. So we're hoping this is just the beginning of it, and you know, we're looking for great things in the future for the sport.
What do you think, John, that you could bring to flat track these days?
Well, you know, for me now, I look at it, and it's just a matter of helping, you know, either young guys or helping teams, you know, understand what's really involved here in getting to the top. You know, when you have to race the top guys, it's a whole different level.
Well, John, it has been so great to have you back out here with American Flat Track. I know this is important to you because this is where it all began for you. So many, if you haven't seen John ride a flat track bike, there are photos on the internet that are absolutely stunning. See, man, you were quite the ripper on a flat tracker.
Well, like you said, it never leaves your soul. You know, once you've done it, you're hooked forever. And I'm still hooked and love the sport. It's just, like I say, great to be here and see all the fans and people. And I want to personally thank you for having me in, and to be able to have a chance to reach out and let the people know how much I appreciate them.
It's great to see you, old friend. Glad to have you back here with us. We're going to be back for a lot more racing from here in Ventura right after this. Oh, and look at that. Kristen found a dog. Isn't that shocking? No surprise there. Might be going home with her, too. Get ready, Cole. You might be picking up another dog real soon. We'll be right back to Ventura.
Kicker Performance Audio. For almost 50 years, we've been rocking the planet with our world-class product covering everything that drives you, whether in your car, truck, boat, motorcycle, side-by-side, or even on your head. Kicker Performance Audio's passion for bringing you your favorite music like you've never heard it before is what drives us. So wherever you need us, Kicker Performance Audio will be there for you.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. A proud sponsor of AFT Super Twins, Mission Foods has mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes to fuel your race day. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
Memphis Shades brings you a whole new level of style when it comes to motorcycle windshields and fairings. The quality, style, and selection set these products apart from the pack. Memphis Shades designs and builds all windshields, fairings, and hardware in-house. Raw materials in, finished goods out. Made in Memphis. Style that works.
Super 73 is an American lifestyle adventure brand based in Orange County, California, that develops products to help fuse motorcycle heritage with youth culture. Founded in 2016, Super 73 has quickly grown into one of the most recognizable electric vehicle brands in the world with a passionate customer base, including A-list celebrities, professional athletes, and many more. 2 short years ago, Honda released the Rebel 1100, and for 2023, they're introducing the all-new Rebel 1100T, equipped with a large, color-matched handlebar-mounted fairing and 35 liters of lockable storage. It's built for the open road. The standard and bagger models both start with a powerful twin-cylinder engine, so they sound as aggressive as they look. Head to a dealer to see the 2023 Honda Rebel 1100 and 1100T. Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It's available to buy at Progressive AFT's Marketplace and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. SolarFit, America's solar team, is a proud sponsor of American Flat Track Racing. Get your complimentary solar analysis today at americanflattrack.com/solarfit. And let the sun power your home or business for free. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com.
From the flat track to the strip to the street, it's ARP fasteners for your bike. If it's for show or for go, ARP makes the highest quality and most dependable fasteners with strength for performance and good looks. The speed demons of American flat track racing trust ARP for maximum clamping force that leads to victory lane. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com, no matter what you drive.
All-new Yamaha YZ450F. Narrower, more compact, and lighter. Built to do one thing: go faster.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Welcome back to Southern California. We're at Ventura, California, the 5th mile.
I mean, really, how do we get a better view than that?
It's beautiful. Look at this guy.
Do you know how to do that, paddleboarding?
I've never tried.
It's a lot of fun.
I have to give it a shot.
I've not done it in the ocean, but I've done it at home on the lake.
Yep. So we do have an announcement to make for you folks that are here with us in the grandstands. There will not be an open paddock area at the scheduled time of 5:35. There is a noise ordinance here in town. We want to get all the racing in. We want to get the racetrack as racy as possible for all you fans that are here. So the open paddock will be at the end of the night after our last race of the night, which is our Mission Super Twins main event. And then you folks that are here can come on down to the pit area, meet your favorite rider, get an autograph, tell them how good of a job they did. But there will not be an open paddock at 5:35. It will be at the end of the night. We want this track to be as good as possible. We still have a little bit more track maintenance. We still have one more full round of qualifying, and we also get started with the Royal Enfield Build Train Race heat races, and the Hooligan heat races are coming up here real soon.
And we want to be invited back.
Yeah, we want to come back next year.
We have to be good partners, right?
Oh, look at that beautiful shot from the Progressive Sky Cam right here. Southern California is where we're at. It's good to be back out here in California. Next week, there's still tickets available for the Sacramento Mile up in your hometown, Ralph.
You see that freeway right there?
Yes, sir.
Head north to the left and just keep digging.
101, correct?
The 101. Yeah, just keep digging.
Is that the way you're going, or which way are you going from here?
I'm going to go up the 101 to San Simeon and show my daughter Hearst Castle.
Yeah?
And then, well, actually, tomorrow, we're going down the 101 to Huntington Beach, watch some jet ski races down there.
Are you working that or just going
to
hang
my buddy
out?
Dave Arnold is going to be the announcer. We're just going to go sit on the beach and watch that.
Yep.
Then we're doing Disneyland on Monday.
Man.
And then headed north.
You sure you're not my dad? Can I go with you?
Stud maker.
Can I go with you?
Yeah, you can come with me. You're always
right.
welcome. But yeah, and we're going to go up the 101 to San Simeon, see Hearst Castle, and then we'll cut over to the 5 and run the 5 all the way up on Wednesday.
All right. So, again, we're here in Southern California. Again, the open paddock has been moved. It has not been canceled. It has been moved to the end of the evening when the racing action is all done. We apologize for changing it up. But, again, they're working on the racetrack and trying to get it as racy as possible for all of our competitors. Up next on the docket is the Parts Unlimited AFT Singles, their second round of qualifying. Then our Mission Super Twins, second round of qualifying. Then the Royal Enfield Build Train Race. Ladies will take the track for their qualifying heat races. Actually, yeah, for their 2 heat races, one heat race. And then our Hooligans, there'll be 2 heat races of Hooligans. And there's a beautiful look at the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, right here on the left side of the United States. But man, it's beautiful. I don't understand why you left California to go to North Carolina.
Job opportunity.
Okay, all right. I'll let that slide. But if I lived here and saw the ocean every day, I don't know if I could leave.
Well, Sacramento doesn't exactly have that view right
true.
there.
That's true. Yeah, you guys got a nice river.
We got a couple of rivers and a big lake there, but yeah, we didn't exactly have that ocean view. But wasn't too far away from the ocean. The best ocean view like that, if you live up in Sacramento, area, was over in Santa Cruz.
How far is that?
About 2.5 hours. Maybe,
oh, really?
Away, yeah.
Bikes are on the racetrack. Second round of qualifying for your Parts Limited AFT Singles. That's the number 1, our champ, Cody Kopp, out in front, leading the way. And this is their second round of qualifying. Quick time from earlier. It looked like Travis Pettit was in the top spot.
Chase Sadoff was quick, too. Raggio.
Cody Kopp on the Red Bull KTM. Kristen told us that their team is based out not too far from here.
Yeah, there's a new KTM facility that has opened up here in Southern California. And they're basing all of the stuff out of there. Supercross bikes, motocross bikes, Black Track headquarters.
Looks like he's riding a little bit higher than they were earlier, especially right here coming off of this turn number 2 on the back chute. Again, we're keeping an eye on the number 1. Cody Kopp currently 6th overall so far here in this session, a 1:5.573, so he's a little bit faster in the first session. Here comes Dalton Gauthier, Trevor Bruner. Look at these guys.
Oh, and down goes Bruner. Just slid out from under him.
Grabs the clutch, picks the bike up, trying to get out of the way.
A little low side, just going hard for it.
No problem. It is a little bit slick. You can see the moisture in the racetrack. You see how muddy those tires are. Watch the inside. On the right side of the screen, the 21 just gets in a little bit too hot, gets it really, really sideways, and the back end just comes on around for him, and he pulls into clutch and slides to a stop. We've had a few riders in that singles class have done that. Chase Sadoff crashed in that first round.
How hard is it for you to remember to do that?
It's instant. I mean, you don't even think about it. I mean, I think maybe if you fall off as many times as I do,
you got used to
you
it.
don't want to kickstart the bike, so you pull in the clutch before you even hit the ground, Ralph.
You just got used to it, huh?
Yeah, you just grabbed it.
No, I'm laughing at you picking on yourself. That's good.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
I mean, if you fall off, I would even try to do it on a dirt bike in the trails, riding with with different people in Oklahoma City, even riding cross countries and stuff like that. You fall off, you grab the clutch because you don't want to have to kickstart the bike again. I think that's more important than trying to keep racing. I mean, on a short track, if that happens during the race, you're pretty much out of it. So you pull in the clutch so you can keep going instead of having to try to restart the motorcycle and then start the back. And anyways, I'll just be honest with you. I'm just I am picking on myself, but yeah, I don't want to kickstart that bike if I don't have to.
That's a good quality, though, to be able to pick on yourself.
Yeah, just like I got kicked out of Oklahoma for not owning cowboy boots and cowboy hat.
That was shocking.
Well, I don't live in the country. If I lived in the country, I'd have to, but I live in the city, and I don't want to feel. See, to me, I'd be like a poser if I had cowboy hats and a cowboy boot, and I live in the city.
Really? Because I mean, they're everywhere.
I get it. I
mean, I go there every year for the Chili Bowl, and I see cowboy hats and cowboy boots everywhere.
They are all over the place, but it's just not me. I like T-shirts and jeans and Nikes. Yeah, I'm simple like that. There's the 82, Travis Pettin. He was flying earlier. Just got a text message from a fan says, I definitely need a cowboy hat. I don't know if I can pull that off. Maybe if Kristen's hat wasn't so small, I could try it.
If anybody's going to hook you up with a cowboy hat, it's Kristen.
No, definitely.
She would know how to do that.
Travis Pettin still our overall fast qualifier, and he's doing pretty good in this one. He's up to 6 as we take a look at Terrence Santero on the 75. He's 15th in this session. There's the 82 I was just talking about.
But maybe you could be like J.C. Agajanian, like Chris was talking about, where his dad went and found the right hat, and it became his trademark.
It definitely is. If you pull up any pictures of him, he always has that cowboy hat on.
He's got it on. Richard Petty.
82, Pettin, quickest overall, man. If he picks up that Pronto Parts Plus Pole Award, that's $500. That'll go a long way for a non-factory rider.
That's about one tank of gas out here in Southern California.
And I was also told that this is Travis Pettin's favorite racetrack.
I think it's becoming the favorite racetrack of a lot of people real quick.
I think the track will continue to change all evening long as well with the moisture that was just put on the racetrack, and then the moisture will come up throughout the evening. Sadov quickest here in this second round, but that's only second quick overall. Still Pettin with the top spot. He can pick up that Pronto Parts Plus Pole Award. Checkered flag coming out from Big P. This is his home track.
Yeah, that's right.
Not too far from here. Man, you got all kinds of goodies in your backpack today.
Yeah.
And crackers. Now, I can't start on Twizzlers. If I eat one, I'm going to have to eat that whole bag.
I hear you, brother.
And then I'll be chomping on them all night long. So a lot of singles riders out here today. Only the fastest 32 will make it into the qualifying heat races. And out of those heat races, we'll take 6 riders out of those 2 heats. And then out of that last chance qualifier, we'll take 6 riders out of there as well. Here comes group number 2. Still Pettin, 1:5.284. His last lap in that last session was a 1:5.411, or that was his best lap in that last session. So track may be slower a little bit, but again, now that some of the loose stuff has been moved up the racetrack, it could pick up the pace again. Group number 2 is on the track. Clayton Williams still looking for his first ever main event. He's right there on that number 195, chasing the 155. Olin Kistler, he's from the Pacific Northwest. Will be headed later on in August, Castle Rock area. 155.
I was taking a look at that high shot in the Progressive Sky Cam, and it's a true oval here at Ventura Raceway, the shape of the track. But if you look at the racing line, the guys are really seem to be stretching this front straightaway up, running it deep into the corner, diamonding the turnoff, and then headed back down the back straight.
Which makes it very hard to find time to reach up and grab a tear-off.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get it pointed straight early enough in the corner, your straight are a little bit longer, but still, if there's another rider right beside you, it's definitely hard to find a spot to pull your tear-off. There's the 117 making the pass right there. That is Landon Smith. It is his birthday today. He turned 17. Happy birthday to Landon. He's still looking for his first ever AFT main event. Could happen today. Sitting back there at 17th overall. Smith. Here in this session, he has a 1:5.895, his quickest lap so far here in this session. Kistler on the 155, not on the leaderboard on the first page, so he's just trying to make it into tonight's program. Kistler back in 31st right now, so he is on the bubble, the 155 on the bubble. Landon Smith up there to 17th overall. There's the checkered flag. Fastest 32 make it on into the heat races. Checkered flag is out. That was group number 2. Was that group number 3? That was group 3, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
There's a look at round number 2 of qualifying. Chase Sadoff fastest in this round by 0.024 seconds over Cody Kopp. Third was Maxwell. Fourth was Tom Drain. James Ott was fifth last night. Fifth here, but he was the winner last night at the Paris Short Track. Sixth is Travis Pettin. Seventh, Bruner Cole Zabala. Eighth on the Big R Racing Honda. Andrew Luker ninth, and Chad Coast rounding out your top 10. Super Twins are already on the racetrack.
There's Jared Mees on the number 1, chasing Dallas Daniels. There's Dallas on the 32.
It's the last round of qualifying. The quick time is Briar Bauman, a 1:4.945. Dallas goes by Johnny Lewis, and he's bringing with him Mees. Johnny up in the deep stuff on the 10.
Only 2 riders in the 14 so far. Bauman and then the JD Beach is just 2,000ths of a second.
JD won 2 short tracks last year. He won Laconia. And then Cedar Lake up in Wisconsin.
And every TT.
Exactly. Known to man. Nice move right there. Briar's trying to go in.
Whoa, man.
JD just about throws it away. You push it, you got to find that limit. How far can you go in that corner before you let off? I think JD found it going into 1.
I think he lengthened his left leg a couple of inches, too. He had that thing stretched out so far.
He's going to walk with a limp now?
Oh, man. Did you see how far out the thing was stretched?
Almost does the splits. Look at the back end bouncing up and down.
You better be limber
Here it goes.
if you're going to do this.
Oh!
Look at that.
That'd be a cool picture from the other side
Yeah,
coming towards you. Really getting it sideways out here this weekend. Daniels quickest in this round at 1:5.209. Briar quickest so far overall, though. Checkered flag is out. Group number 1. Johnny Lewis pulling that front wheel, coming to the checkered flag. Johnny's up there in 10th.
It's JD at Devil's Bowl in the 95.
Losing the
right
front
near
end.
the end of it, too.
Just got that front end up underneath in the loose stuff. Maybe a few marbles might have been there, but he did the gentleman thing, pulled in that clutch and got up and got off the racetrack, and we kept going. That was group number 1 of the Super Twins. Yeah, kudos to JD for doing that. You know, what if he would have went down, or what if he would have stayed down? There could have been a red flag. His teammate could have took the win. You know, you just never know, but kudos to him. One more group to go, and again, if you folks are here, there will not be an open paddock area right away. It will be after the races tonight. So again, we have moved the open paddock till the end of the evening. Sammy Halbert pulling out first on the Dodge Brothers XR 750 Harley-Davidson. Sammy was 4th after the first round of qualifying. Hooligan heat races are coming up next. Slamming Sammy. Looks like he has a camera on the front handlebars right there. That'd be fun to watch a little bit later on. Sammy picks his foot up, gets it on the peg really early. Right behind him is the 98. That's Cale Kochman. Kochman goes to the top spot here in this round at 1:5.183 for the 98 California rider.
Sammy's really been looking forward to getting out here this week, hasn't he, riding this bike?
Yeah, did you see how fast the 98 reached up and grabbed the tear off right there coming off the corner? He had to do it as quickly as possible. He does it again. I think he's got a bare shield now. I don't think he has any tear-offs left, so he's got to make it till a checkered flag with no more tear-offs. That'll be a factor later on this evening as well. If you pull up all your tear-offs, Ralph, you are in trouble. If you know, when that would happen, you'd reach up and try to wipe it off with your glove. All you end up doing is smearing it, so you don't want to do that as they're catching up some of the back markers. They actually caught Nick Armstrong from Norco, California. Sammy's trying to maneuver his way up the inside, making the pass. Cale Kochman is right there in hot pursuit. Kochman and Sammy, fastest two in this round, a 1:05.104. Not good enough for the overall Prompto Parts Plus Pole Award. But he's laying down some quick laps. The track has slowed down just a bit. Cale Kochman goes up the inside of Sammy Halbert, trying to make the pass, and does. There's the 98 on the move. 1:05.104. So Cale Kochman, career best finish might come here today at his home track. That was it for qualifying for the premier classes. We have heat race action getting ready to head this way. All right, so they're going to take about 10 minutes right now, do some track maintenance. When we come back to it, Hooligan heat races are up next. And then after the Hooligans, we'll have Royal Enfields are up next, then the Hooligan heat races. And then after that, we'll get ready for opening ceremonies out here tonight at 6:30. Again, the open paddock area has been moved until the end of the evening. But while we do some track maintenance, we caught up, actually Kristen Beat caught up with Mike Turner after that historic weekend in Dallas.
Mike Turner of the Turner Racing Honda team. First of all, congratulations. A big weekend in Dallas for you guys. The first time a factory Honda team has ever swept the podium. The first time a team has swept the podium in the American Flat Track Series. A lot of big accolades leaving round 5.
Yeah, man, it's one of the things that when I first got the Honda deal that I went and looked at, and it's one of the accomplishments that I really wanted to, get done. So now all we got to do is go get the championship. So yeah, it was pretty incredible. I about fell off the top of the holler over there cheering.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw you trackside. I mean, there were emotions you had there.
Yes.
Mike, you were also a flat tracker yourself. You won a couple amateur championships. Then you stepped away from the sport, only to come back as a team owner. What kind of prompted you to return to the sport?
I quit racing in '84. Started in '77, and it's just that it's something you chase all your life after you've done flat track one time. And I stepped away to, start a business and do those things like that.
Grown-up things?
Yeah, doing grown-up things. Ran out of daddy's money. Yeah. And, had my family, my wife and my kids. And once I got done, I went into coaching football. So when I got done coaching football, and I actually coached my sons all the way through high school. So once my son graduated, my son Tripp graduated, right back to racing.
How did you develop this team? What was the mindset behind it? Who made the first call? I mean, how did this come to fruition?
As it stands now, my first year, I had 3 riders, and that just kind of happenstance. That was COVID year. So ended up with 3 riders, and then at the end of that year, Brian Bigelow, me and him got to be friends over the year. He came to me and we made a deal, and the rest is history.
We've been kind of mentioning all these pieces of the team. Jason Fuller, also a huge piece of this team, and you're the only team that employs someone that does what Jason does. So just so everyone at home knows, Jason is not only a nutritionist, but he does massage and scraping and all the things to help keep the guys in prime physical condition. What inspired you to bring someone like Jason on? I know they do it a lot in the football world as well, but and how big of a benefit has it been on the guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's integral to the team, keeping the boys on their program and stuff. We don't have him at the track this year. It was just too much, and it wasn't nothing that Jason did. It was just with everything going on at a racetrack, so hard to fit him in. So he does it now. He just works with the kids away from the track, but Jason does a great job. And again, you're right. He comes from the sports world for training and things like that, and he was good friends with Kenny Coolbeth. And Jason's a great guy, so we love having Jason part of the team.
And I know Chase has trimmed down a little bit as well. 2 miles right ahead of us. And I know you guys were giving him a hard time about the skinny jeans in Dallas. We won't go any further than that. But he's been trimming down. And I think with the miles on the forefront, that's obviously on everyone's mind. We have to get through Ventura, but then there are 2 miles. We have Sacramento and we have Red Mile. One after another. How have you guys kind of shifted focus? Because I know even though Ventura is this weekend, that's long-term goal, and that's where you guys want to be strong because this is the last short track of the season.
Yeah, I mean, really for us, shifting focus to the miles is easy. That's our bread and butter, obviously. It's harder for us on these smaller tracks and on the clay tracks, so most of our work is already happened at the beginning of the season. Now we're getting into the heart of the season where we get these mile tracks, and to be honest with you, we're looking forward to it, and it's a lot easier on us.
How much of that do you maybe attribute, especially for Chase, because he is doing so well this season still when you look at the point standings, how much do you attribute that to maybe Chase just kind of finding his confidence?
Oh, that's everything for Chase right now. Yeah. I mean, Chase has really found his confidence, and then moving Brian to put in charge of him throughout the race day. Those two just get along so great. They understand each other. When he comes off the bike, Brian knows exactly what he wants. And it's not to say anything about Troy that was there before, but they just have that better vibe. It's just a chemistry thing.
Sure.
And now those guys are just, I mean, his confidence level's so high, and he's gotten a lot smarter about his racecraft.
When we look at this team as a whole, everyone kind of offers something different. Trent, of course, earning his first win in Dallas. So exciting for you, so exciting for everyone. But what have you kind of noticed about Trent as a rider now that he is a part of the team this year?
To be honest with you, I've known Trent since I first came in the sport. And, you know, when Dalton and I parted ways, the first guy I called was Trent. And didn't really want anybody else. We wanted Trent. And it's just because of, and you got to give all credit to Corey Texter with that too. I mean,
isn't he good at that stuff? He could be a manager.
Yes, he could. Yes,
Corey.
he could. Yeah. No, Corey's done a great job with Trent, and it's just his confidence and the way he's been riding, and he brings that to the team. And him and Kenny are almost identical in their mindset, and we knew that kind of going in. So that's one of the reasons. I think Trent's, you know, just a phenomenal talent. He's going to go a long way now. He's got that first one.
From a spectator standpoint, you look at the maturity that not only Trent Lowe has kind of reached, but also Chase. Does Morgan kind of give you team captain vibes? Is that kind of what's going on here?
He's comic relief.
He's comedic relief.
You can't. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's yeah. He is the veteran, and you know, and there's certain tracks he hits that we actually go to him on. Yeah. Trent's very comparable in riding style, but team captain. Yeah, he could be, but
but he's the comedic relief instead. You need that though too.
Dude,
you definitely need that.
Yeah, he keeps us all just laughing. I mean,
I remember in Dallas he actually dressed up like you. What was your reaction when you first saw him roll into the paddock dressed as Mike Turner?
Him and Chase told me they had something, and when they walked up, I was a little bit flattered, and they look pretty good. They look pretty good. So, no, that's just the kind of vibe we keep over here.
Yeah, it's just light. It's fun.
It's light. It's fine. And then when the visor goes down,
it's
time to flip that switch and go racing.
Yeah, and that's incredible. And thank you so much for what you do for the sport. Now, one more thing. The watch. I got to see how heavy is that? I keep seeing you move your hand around.
It's about 2 pounds.
It is a 2. Can we show the camera a little bit? That's some steez. Best dressed, best kid in the paddock, best dressed. Let's give it a look-see. I mean, when you talk, and speaking of, and just to close this thing out on a fun note, the guys have the best kits in the paddock, if I do say so myself. They roll in with their Nikes, they got their matching helmets and their nicknames and all the good stuff. I mean, that makes it fun. Thank you for making it fun.
Well, thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we love to have fun.
On Saturday, May 13th, the world's premier dirt track motorcycle racing returns to the legendary Sacramento Mine.
Oh, boy, right up the inside. He certainly felt that.
Meet your favorite riders. A showdown of epic proportions. This is Progressive American Flat Track. The legendary Sacramento Mine. Saturday, May 13th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
The loyal order of riders.
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Rev up to get fueled by mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track.
Welcome back to Ventura Raceway. Here we go. It's heat race action for the Royal Enfield Build Train Race Program. On the pole, picking the outside, it's the 10 of Morgan Monroe, 17, Kinsey Luker, 8, Zaria Martins, 81, McKenna Hyatt, row 2, Shasta LaRue, 800, Anna Serena, 909, Aaron Ferris, 156, Morgan Pillar, row 3, 15, Mia Reese, 182, Justine Marsh, and the 07, Mariah Hummer. Heat race, number 1 of the evening. They will all transfer to the main event. Here we go. It's race time in California. Long light. They're set to go. Clutches are coming out. Mackenzie Luker grabbing the hole shot. That's Kinsey Luker on the 17 bike, leading them into the first corner. She finished second at the last race at Dallas at the half mile. Second is Morgan LaRue up to third on the 67. She's got company on the inside. Here comes the 08. Zaria Martins up to third. But it is Kinsey Luker in the lead. Kinsey Luker out in front. Second, Morgan Monroe. Third is Zaria Martins. Here they come. She gets a little bit sideways, does the 17 of Kinsey. (17) still in lead. Kinsey Luker, Andrew Luker's wife, in the lead. There's Morgan Monroe, the winner from the Devil's Bowl half mile. Third is Zaria Martins, the Wisconsin rider. Shasta LaRue right there in fourth, and McKenna Hyatt. Start on the front row in the 81. She's up to fifth. Anna Banana in the 6th spot. Getting into some lap traffic here real soon. Still out front, the 17 of Kinsey Luker trying to hang on to the lead. Catching up to some back markers right now. Here comes the 10. Morgan Monroe in hot pursuit of the leader. Leader has to go high, wide, and handsome around the outside. Oh, the 10 just about gets into the back of the 07. Going to run out of real estate. The white flag is out. One more lap to go. Heat race number 1 of the evening.
A relieving white flag for some of these girls who are out there. This is such a physically demanding track. I mean, golly, Scotty. Can you imagine main event for some of these?
And these are big, heavy motorcycles. Kinsey Luker taking the win on the 17. Coming in second was the number 10 of Morgan Monroe. Kinsey, don't know if she saw that checkered flag or not. She's going to keep going and make sure she took the checkered flag. I don't blame her.
You don't want to throw on the brakes anytime soon.
No, you don't want to stop
coming up behind you with another lap to go. But where did you get the term highlight and handsome?
That's been around for a long time. I'm not claiming that one for sure, but it doesn't fit for the ladies. I got high, wide, and beautiful. Wow, the 17.
Us ladies are beautiful.
Beautiful. I like it. The 17 just about threw it away right there, but Kinsey Luker still hangs on to the win. Royal Enfield Build, Train, Race program. It's good to see her.
Yeah, so good to see these women out there. It is so impressive to see what they do, how they get here, and it is incredible to kind of witness how this program is changing, the trajectory of the sport as well.
And some new blood. There's about half the field is new and half the field are existing riders. And here comes the Hooligans. They'll get one lap to check out the racetrack. You got a favorite one, this one?
I am a big fan of the Evil Knievel leathers.
I talked to him earlier, told him that he was the favorite of the people in the truck. I didn't tell him you specifically, but I told him he was the favorite.
There was more than just me. I feel like the front of the truck, the important people up there that press the buttons, they loved it too.
Evil Knievel.
Let's check out. So starting position strategy. Scotty, where do you think the starting line is going to be? Are we going to go inside or are we going to go outside?
It's too early to tell right now, but the Royal Enfield, Morgan Monroe took the outside. It didn't work out that great for her, so we'll see. Looks like David Bush is supposed to be on the pole. Looks like he's going to the inside of this one.
So, I mean, what are the benefits? If you go outside, you can just open up the throttle, hit it a little harder, but if you're inside...
it's probably there's probably more moisture down there, too, because the water rolls downhill, but the outside, you can see how quick they are to get up there on the race surface that's been running a lot, so that could be a benefit. 93 is David Bush, 54 Tyler Clark from Missoula, Montana. He's on a Harley. I told you folks earlier he's on a different brand. They fixed that. Darren Johnson's on the 9031 is Jacob Crawford. Pedro Brown's on the 21. Jeff Hyatt, 87. Adam Leslie, 41. 95 Ken Wheaton, 83 Paul Hummer, and 221 Rich Silva Jr. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. Grand National Hooligan Championship Series clutches are coming out. Look at the roost flying off the back tires. The 54 on the high side. The 93 on the inside. I think the inside line worked pretty good.
You know, I'm kind of interested to see how these two, even though it's just the Hooligans class, slice and dice, because it gives us a little sampler of what we may see later on tonight. And I'm just excited to see these guys not in a single file line. I'm excited to see them working different parts of the track. Going to the battle for third right now. Let's move in on Johnson and Crawford.
Second place goes up off the racetrack. I saw a puff of smoke from him a few moments ago. The 93. It looks like David Bush might be done. He's from Valencia, California. He takes it back to the pit area, giving the lead over to the 54. Again, that's Tyler Clark, and he's on a Harley-Davidson out in front. A bunch of Harleys. The top, looks like the top 8 spots, Kristen.
I mean, and this is a Harley night. You know, I was talking to Sammy Halbert a little earlier, and he's on the XG 750.
XR 750.
The XR 750,
yes.
Sorry. And, you know, that bike is reaching the end of its lifetime as a competitive race bike. But he even told me, he said, it feels like I'm riding a vintage bike out there, but we are competitive. He said, you know, I had it in my head that maybe I would ease off, but...
No. Racers don't do that.
No, and especially not on these Harley-Davidsons.
Here's the battle for fourth right now. The 31 is Crawford. The 21 is Brown. Brown trying the high line. It's a little bit slicker up there, maybe. Let's see the back end stepping out a little bit as the white flag is out. 1 lap to go.
And it looks like Crawford has kind of settled in on this racetrack. Back up to the 54.
Tyler Crawford, Missoula, Montana. Long ways from home. Taking the win. Tyler Clark.
From Missoula. He is a long way from home.
And I made the trip from Castle Rock, Washington to Missoula overnight, and it was a long trip.
But listen, if I was going to make a trip, I would make it to California, especially if I'm from Montana this time of year. It's still chilly.
And why not get a good racetrack on the beach?
Yeah. If you're going to make a trip, this would be the one to do.
Tyler Clark taking the win. Darren Johnson second. Jacob Crawford third. Pedro Brown fourth. And Jeff Hyatt rounding out your top 5. Up next, heat race number 2 of the same class, Grand National Hooligan Championship Series. Again, the pit walk has been moved to the end of the night, and that way you guys have more time. If we did it now, it would be way too short. We don't want you guys to miss out on meeting your favorite rider. So the open pit area will be as soon as we get done with the racing action tonight. Heat race number 2 is pulling onto the racetrack. It's your Hooligans. 42, Austin Hellwig from Salinas. The 114, Chris McDougall, also from Salinas. 33, Sam Cover from Spokane Valley, Washington. 88, Frank Flores from Los Angeles. 16, Tony Al. 710, Craig Reynolds III. Stace Richmond's on the 74. 80s, Mike Schroeder from Montana. And the 36 is John Tinsley from Santa Paula, California. So, Beat, you sent some information that your dad actually was really fast. Not here as only, but also at Ascot.
Yeah, so my dad actually used to race midgets down at Ascot, and for a while he held let me read it so I say it correctly.
The trophy truck.
So that was actually in the midgets.
Okay.
My dad's done a little bit of everything, but he texted me earlier, and my mom actually texted me to read my dad's text to say he had the track record for the trophy dash at Ascot.
Where's the 36
on a 4th
going?
mile against Sleepy Trip in a midget owned by Bill Mayhew.
Hold on,
he made sure that we...
The 36 trying his own starting spot. He kind of just made his own spot. He said, I need to start right there.
He said...
That's row 3B.
But it's interesting that he wanted to go to the high side.
Well,
why are we going to the high side?
It's probably too muddy down there on the low side. He's supposed to be the only bike on the third row. Daryl Brentlinger's going to say, you're starting right here.
Yeah, but
Nope, now look at him. He's going to go to the high side.
You have to give him credit for the creativity.
Well, you know what? He tried.
He tried.
Yeah, and I would too.
Mama tried.
Why not?
Mama tried.
Anyways, back to your story. Your dad was quick time.
He was.
At Ascot.
At
That's
Ascot,
awesome.
he had a quick time for a little bit. Used to battle with sleepy trips. So I've actually run into a few people in the paddock who know him today. So are you Dennis Beats' daughter? Are you Ryan Beats' sister?
That's
and
so
I go,
cool.
Well, yep. Racing family. It's a small world.
Somebody on the second row started sneaking across the line. He's going to the back. Look, some smoke's coming out.
The 16 of Tony Alves.
Al's going to the back.
And
Where are you
speaking
going?
of, I have got work to do.
You're gonna go to
Some
work
of us
now?
have to go get some steps in.
Kristen's going to step out of here. Ralph's coming back in. Hooligan Heat Race number 2 is on the line. Al's going to the back. Looks like they're putting the 98 to the back as well. That's Frank Flores. Flores going to the back. Now we got bikes all over. Smoke is coming up. It's the wild and crazy night out here in Ventura, and we're just getting started. Ralph is here, and Kristen's going back outside. Ralph, action already heating up.
Yeah, here we go. Underway.
3 wide for the lead. Uh-oh, leader gets a little sideways. The 42 of Hellwig reaches up and touches his shield. I don't think he had it fully locked. He reaches up and closes it right there.
Sam Cover on that 33 getting pretty loose back there too.
114, that's McDougal's got a good looking bike. I like the rims on there. Looks like he's got some mags on there, probably some Lowry racing wheels. There comes
a lot of these guys were racing over at Costa Mesa earlier in the weekend.
I gotcha. Some of them raced last night at the Paris Short Track as well. So Hooligan racing big time out here on the West Coast. Hellwig in the lead, the 42 bike from Salinas. He rides for More and More Racing and Rad Life Recovery. Oh, 114 goes up the racetrack. Alves coming from the back row up to second place. That's one of the riders that jumped to start, Ralph. He's all the way up to second. He's running the bottom of the racetrack. He's going for the lead.
Yeah, he's got a good run coming up off the corner, doesn't he? He gets a lot of bite down there.
Tony Alves from San Jose, California. The 42 holding on to the bottom of the racetrack. The 16 now is going to have to go a different way around. He's trying the high line. We'll call it the middle line, not all the way to the top side.
Not too far, higher than the guy below him. There goes
Reaches
tear
up,
off.
grabs the tear off. That's going to be very critical, especially later in the longer races. Here they come, the white flag. 42 Hellwig on the inside. Alves looking for a way
cuts
through.
Inside. That could be the move.
It almost worked. He squared off the corner, but didn't quite make the pass.
No, didn't get the drive he needed, did he?
Here he comes. See if he can get the drive to the checkered flag. 42 is going to take the win. Austin Hellwig from Salinas will be your winner. Alves will be second as they come across the finish line. McDougal hangs on to third. Cover is fourth, and Frank Flores, your top 5. My buddy Stace Richmond hangs on to 6th. Craig Reynolds is 7th. Mike Schroeder 8th, and John Tinsley in the 9th spot. Hope everybody's having a great time out there. Don't forget to get your 50-50 tickets. We got some great prizes. The winner takes home half of the cash and a set of leathers.
Yeah.
And
how about that?
And they're going to draw another ticket for a brand new helmet from Helmet House. So get your 50-50 tickets. There are people walking around selling them. They also have them out front in the area right behind the grandstands. And if you're in the grandstands, get close to your neighbor. It's filling up. We're working on a sell-out here tonight, and that would be great because that might mean we come back next year.
Oh, I sure hope so.
It's awesome coming out here to the West Coast. So that is it for on-track activity for just a little bit. Opening ceremonies are scheduled to be at 6:30 tonight out here. Opening ceremonies pretty short here tonight, and then we get into the racing action. After opening ceremonies, we'll have our Parts Limited singles heat races, our Mission Super Twins heat races, and then we get into some last chance qualifiers, some challenge races, the Build Train Race main event, the Hooligans main event, and our 2 Premier Class main events. And don't forget, there is not an open paddock area right now. That will be after the race, but we got a quick break. We're going to do some track maintenance. And so while we do that, we'll take a look back at the last round at the Dallas Half Mile and the Mission Super Twins. We'll be back shortly.
Welcome back. Just outside of Dallas, Texas is where you'll find Mesquite, Texas. And that's the home of the Devil's Bowl Speedway, a legendary facility and a great facility to go progressive American flat track racing. And we're getting ready for the Mission Super Twins. And Scotty, in this category, the reigning champ, the man with the number 1, Jared Mees, wants that 9th championship. He knows the half miles are his bread and butter. He needs a good run tonight.
With only one podium, which was a win at Sonoya, he needs to get up there, salvage as many points as possible, and look for that victory.
Jared knows tonight's a big night for him in the points if he wants championship number 9.
These are my strongest chances, obviously, with my background on my motorcycle to win these half miles for sure. So, I mean, winning's key any place you go, but knowing your places where you're strong at is extra important for sure.
Scotty, there's one thing in Jared's favor when it comes to racing on the half miles. He knows he's on a very dominant motorcycle on the half miles.
Indian has won the last 31 half miles in a row.
Okay, here's the flip side to that story. Problem is, Dallas Daniels pretty good here at this racetrack.
When we were here in 2020, Dallas Daniels took both wins on the single, and Meese ended up 4th both nights in the Super Twins class.
Dallas is hoping that momentum and those wins here will give him maybe an edge in the Mission Super Twins coming up tonight.
I think in general it just brings confidence onto the racetrack. Like this race here in 2020, when I won both, it was the best I've ever felt on a motorcycle, period. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it had to do with the track, I just gelled well that weekend with the bike, and just everything was clicking, and that doesn't always happen in racing. So it's this place is a little special to me just on that front, but as far as like setup and stuff goes, not really. You got to ride a twin completely different, so I think it's more just a confidence thing and knowing that I've done well here, and hopefully we can replicate that.
Scotty, one thing that might be a problem for both of these riders tonight is that front straightaway wall. It's actually curved in, and it eats up a lot of racetrack.
And you come downhill in 3 and 4, which carries the momentum to that front straightaway wall, so you really have to lean it to try to miss that wall coming off of turn number 4.
How bad can it be? Brandon Robinson broke his ankle on that very wall just a couple of years ago.
Caught a few riders by surprise in 2020.
Yeah, it's always good when you come back to a track where you had a little bit of adversity and try to right the ship in a sense. You know, I've kind of done that in my past, a couple other venues throughout my career, and yeah, it would be great to do it again today. You know, so broken foot here last time, and yeah, try to just work into things today and hopefully get the job done.
Let's go ahead and show you the highlights from earlier tonight with the Mission Super Twins as they got their racing underway here at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. Going on to the Pronto Parts Plus Award, went to Jared Mees, $500 for being the quickest here in qualifying.
We had it dialed in early in the night. This is heat race number 1.
Mees right there on the number 1. Beach right alongside of him as this one gets underway. Colby Carlisle and Dan Bromley on the front row with him. It's Mees first to the corner.
JD had a pretty good start, but the front wheel came up, so he had to let off the throttle. That gave the advantage to the one bike.
Checker flag waves for Jared Mees, kicking off a good run for him here tonight. On to heat race number 2. And this is where we get a good look at Dallas Daniels on the number 32. What could the monster back Estenson Yamaha do?
He got a good launch from the inside. Right behind him is Johnny Lewis, and here comes Robinson and Davis Fisher right there in the 4th spot.
And Johnny Lewis with the Royal Enfield up into 2nd. Boy, they brushed right up along the wall. That was Briar Bauman. And it's Daniels taking the win. Fisher gets 2nd. Bauman holds on for 3rd just in front of Robinson. And we're on to the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. Mees on the bottom. Daniels, Beach gets to the lead first, and Davis Fisher moves into 4th.
2 Yamahas, 2 Indians. This will see how they stack up for later on.
Checker flag waves, and it's Dallas Daniels picking up $5,000 as he takes the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. Scotty, let's take a look at our Mission starting lineup.
On the poles, number 1 of Jared Mees. 2nd pick will be the 32 of Dallas Daniels. 95, JD Beach. 67, Davis Fisher. Row 2 is Van de Kooi on the 20. Briar on the 3. Dan Bromley, 62. And Brandon Robinson on that 44. 2 Indians. 2 Yamahas on the front row, Ralph.
This is going to be great. 10 minutes and 2 laps. Mission Super Twins at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. It's been a chilly but great night of racing, and we're about to finish it off in high style with the fastest bikes in flat track racing. Here we go. Mees and Daniels throwing those haymakers once again, this time at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. And it's Beach, first one to the corner. He's been quick on the starts all night long.
Just like
JD Beach right to the bottom, right to the front.
Mees tucks in right behind him. Daniels right there in the 3rd spot.
Jared's got to go to work on JD right away. Get around him and try to check out and get away from Daniels.
Those 3 on the very bottom, the first ride of the high
Bromley
side.
on the high side. Dan Bromley coming up strong on the 62. He's up to 4th.
And going Going back to the high side in 1 and 2. The top 3 on the very bottom. Here comes Daniels up the inside.
That's the worst thing for Mies right now.
Yeah, Daniels already got by Mies.
Yep.
1 lap it took.
And look at Bromley go flying by. Bromley pushing hard to take third away from Mies. Mies goes way up wide, takes the line away, holds on to the position. The worst thing that could happen for Mies right now is to lose another spot to Bromley.
Dallas almost comes off the motorcycle right in the middle of 1 and 2, gives Beach a little bit of breathing room.
Could JD Beach be the one to sneak the win away?
No kidding.
Bromley is in front of Mies. Oh boy. Jared has got to find his rhythm and get going.
Here comes Ben Lau up to the 6th spot right in front of
Bromley now getting past Daniels on the outside.
High line, low line. What are you set up for? Are you committed to that line?
Mies is up in front of Davis Fisher. Oh boy. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Wow. How he rode through that, I have no idea.
And that closed the gap. Here comes Daniels.
Here comes Mies on the bottom trying to get around Bromley again.
Here comes the 67 of Fisher. He's going up to the high line.
Oh man, again Daniels gets almost bucked out of the saddle.
They're almost running out of racetrack down there in turn number 2 and going on to the back straightaway.
They're going to use it all up here tonight for sure.
Mies drops back to the bottom. He tried the high line for about a lap or 2, gets by Bromley.
Yes, he does. He's back to third on the number 1. Here comes the national champion. Daniels goes way to the outside now. Going to try that line.
First time he's gone up there.
And Mies coming up the inside on Daniels. Here he comes. Fight is on for second.
Daniels is I like what he's doing. He's exploring. It's early in the race. They can see the clock every time they go by. Why not go see if the high line's faster for him?
Mies is up into second, right where he goes for the lead. Jared Mies on the Indian, pushing hard around the outside of JD Beach.
Just when we were riding off Jared Mies, he's all the way back to 4th. Now he's in the lead.
That's why he's an 8-time champion, going for number 9 this year.
Beach in 2nd. Bromley coming back on the outside up to 3rd. Here comes Daniels to the bottom.
Mies is going to cross the line and get credited with the lead.
Wow.
There it is. Jared Mies, your new leader here at the Devil's Bowl.
Bromley's right on the backside of the 32 by Daniels, looking at the high line. He's trying to see if that's going to make it, if he's going to be any faster trying the high line. They have no way to know other than what it feels like.
Beach still working that bottom, and Daniels coming around the outside. Looks like he's going to get second away this time by.
So maybe the high line's working, but now he drops to the bottom. So he made the pass using the high line. Now he goes back to the bottom side. Now he can see if he can reel in that number 1 bike. Almost a full second lead between 1st and 2nd last time across the line.
More action from the Devil's Bowl Speedway coming your way right after this. Welcome back to the historic Devil's Bowl Speedway, and it's Jared Mies on the number 1 out front of Progressive American Flat Track. And Robinson now up to, what, 5th?
Yep, just got by his good buddy Fisher. But his brake is glowing red already for the 44. That might not make it for 6 more minutes and 2 laps. Bromley's not giving up on the high line. JD's not giving up on the bottom either. Robinson right about the middle of the track down there in 3 and 4.
Bromley's size, big, strong rider might be an advantage tonight on a rough racetrack like this.
And to utilize the high line, to utilize the whole racetrack, you know, maneuver the bike around, it might help to be big and tall.
Meanwhile, Daniels is closing on Mies. He's cut it down to half a second. Now it's down another 0.2. It's 0.3 of a second between these two, maybe a little less than that, depending on each passing second where they are in the racetrack.
He made a mistake right there in turn number 2.
Yep.
Got it a little bit sideways. I think that's lighting up the rear wheel. A little bit too much wheel spin allows the 1 to pull away.
This is going to be a brawl at the finish. You can just see it coming. Halfway. Coming up on less than 5 minutes and 2 laps to go, and Daniels reeling him back in.
You can see right there in 1 and 2 is where he's struggling. Looks like he's lighting that rear tire up and actually laid down a rubber line coming off of turn number 2. So that's a lot of wheel spin.
Yep, sure is. Let's see what he does this time by. Let's watch the 32 down the front straightaway. Here he comes. And here's that fight for third, fourth, fifth, and beyond. All the way down to Fisher and Bauman up to 7th.
And he's caught this tail end of this field right here, this pack just in front of him, and their brakes are glowing red, so he will know that and will capitalize on that here real soon. There's the 95.
Robinson trying to get inside of Beach.
Bromley is back to 5th. Robinson's up to 4th.
Bauman tagging the back end of this group on the 3. And that Rick Ware Racing entry. Parts Plus back machine. He cuts to the bottom. Here he comes. Talked to Michelle about that, what they did on the bike, but since we last saw them in Arizona, and she said lots of stuff has been changed on that bike. Wish I could tell you about it. Couldn't even explain half of it if I could. And everything they've done to it, but they're really starting to feel good about the direction they're headed with that bike.
And the benefit they had was having 2 weeks off since our last national to work on that bike, to go out and test everything on that bike.
They pretty much tore it down and just went to town on it, and it's really starting to show. And Breyer pushing hard on Davis Fisher here. That is a battle now for 6th between the 67 and the 3.
And Bromley's going backwards just a little bit. He's still hanging on to that 5th position right now, but he's got some fast guys trying to get through right now, the 67 and the 3.
Yeah, Breyer could bounce himself up into the top 5 here with the way that battle's going, because they're all right there together. There they are, 3 of them. Fisher, Bromley, and Bauman.
Breyer's looking for a way through. Fisher's pounding himself now up to 5th. He gets by Bromley at the start-finish line.
But boy, they're all running way high here, aren't they?
Yeah,
all the way up in the cushion.
No room for error at all down here in turn number 2, especially.
Meanwhile, Mees and Daniels continue to battle at the front of the field. Nothing has changed there. Here comes Bauman. He's around Bromley. That puts him up to 6th. Now can he go get Fisher?
Pick them off one at a time. Make championship points. Make it count. Get every spot you can is what Breyer's got to be thinking right now.
Build up momentum for this team and confidence in what the direction they're headed with this motorcycle. Here's a replay of how Breyer got it done. Watch this. Here he comes on the 3, right up the inside of that Rick Ware Racing entry.
And that's just aggressive riding, but clean riding, but you have to force your way through. If the door opens, you have to be there to take advantage of it.
And here he comes on Fisher, going after him. Fight is on for 5th, and Fisher with that rear brake just glowing. How long can he hang on? Breyer to the bottom, he's got 5th. Put the number 3 in the top 5.
Brand new team, it's so impressive.
And that's a huge win for them. As Michelle said, they made so many changes. Now they know we're headed in the right direction.
Big number 3 charging towards the front. Next up, they're side by side just ahead of them.
Big night for that Parts Plus team. Shayna ran well, Breyer running well. Things looking good for them.
JD Beach is now slipped back to 4th.
Oh, no!
Beach is down. The
Beach
95
is down
throws
hard.
it away.
JD goes down in the corner here.
He picked it up, kept it running. Trying to climb back on board, gets out of the way. We keep racing in Texas.
I think those handlebars got bent down on him, didn't it?
Definitely.
And the battle for the lead is down to 2/10.
We're in some traffic.
And coming up on 1 minute and 2 laps to go, if Daniels can reel him back in, he might get another shot at him here. Closing in the middle of the corners is Dallas Daniels.
Oh, Dallas gets it sideways, grabs a little bit too much of throttle right there, and
Sure did.
upset the bike really bad.
Well, we heard Jared saying earlier it's a razor-thin edge as to how hard you can push here. You can see him look over the shoulder, get a glimpse of how far back is second place.
And it's hard to do. They always tell you to focus on what's in front of you, but he's trying to win a race. He's not trying to battle for deeper in the field, so you got to know where second place is. How hard do you want to push it right now?
Yeah, where do I go to block, right?
Exactly.
Coming up on 30 seconds in 2 laps.
Meese out in front, doing what he needs to do to keep his championship hopes alive. Only 5 races into the season.
And he gained a half a second on that last lap. Let's see what he can do here this time by.
The thing Meese is doing, he's not slipping a rear wheel. He's not, no wheel spin. It's nice and smooth off the corner.
Got another 10th, and how about a tip of the cap to Kenny Tolbert for helping set up that bike for this very moment right here.
Definitely.
Coming up on 2 to go. Coming off of turn 4, Jared Meese is going to see the 2 to go. There it is. Time is up. 2 laps remaining. Slower ride in front of them, the 109. That's Billy Ross. Can Daniels gain some ground? Oh, Johnny Lewis is off.
Trying to get out of the way.
Can we stay green?
He's getting out of the way.
Trying to get up off the racetrack. He's going to make it. We'll stay green. 2 laps remaining here. Coming up on the white flag. Where's Daniels? There he is on the bottom of the racetrack. 1 lap to go. How far back is Daniels? He picked up a 10th, but he's 8/10 of a second back.
I don't think he's close enough, Ralph. He goes to the high side. Why not?
Yeah, he's running
lap
out
to go.
We said Jared Meese needed to maximize points here tonight, and he's going to do it. Here comes the Indian rider, Jared Mees, up off of turn number 4 at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. Fireworks going off, checker flags waving. The reigning champ wins here at the Devil's Bowl Speedway in the Mission Foods AFT half mile presented by Al Lamb's Dallas Honda and Roof Systems of Dallas. There's Kenny Tolbert. Big night for him, spinning the wrenches for Mees. It all came together in the main event. The Progressive American Flat Track Series has been brought to you by Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of Progressive American Flat Track, and by Royal Enfield, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track. All right, Kristen, this was a big night for Jared Mees. He needed this one, didn't he?
He absolutely did, Ralph. Jared, at one point during this race, though, going from 4th back to 1st, what was motivating you out there?
Yeah, I kind of thought the high line was going to be the line of choice there, honestly, after watching